I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, a dack, ack.
Gangsta brother.
That's right. Come on in. With that password, you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours.
Not 2, not 3.
Thank you,
not
LeBron.
4.
No matter how you listen in, Fox Sports Radio, foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, or SiriusXM Channel 83.
Wow.
Or YouTube Live.
We'll do it live.
Thank you, Bill.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Because we are live. Say my name.
Rob Parker.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
And we are indeed the odd couple on this Worship Wednesday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. And you will need our phone number because we are, without question, the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet. At least when people are still awake.
Gotta be awake for it to count.
That's right. Otherwise, it just doesn't count. I'll write it down, commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. That's for you laymen who can't figure out the numbers and the letters corresponding. Right? When I say on Fox, so I got to give the number.
They're not from the era where we set the letters on the numbers.
Exactly. 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. And if you hear feedback on the line, it's all your fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
No doubt. And with that said, always remember...
Sweet Houdini, yeah.
Hey.
That's right. Let's go. Big show. And let me welcome in my co-host. He is...
Kelvin
Washington.
Cheer. What's up, man? Some wild times we living in, but glad to be here, ready to do our show on this Worship Wednesday, and ready to rock and roll. Shout out to YouTube.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Middle of the week 1 of the NFL season. We'll get to some football stuff, a lot of stuff to get to. For over 40 years, I should say as well, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation where they come to you.
That's
Homework. No doubt about it. That's awesome. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew because we wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G is our producer. Alex is our engineer. And look who's doing the updates. Bree. Bree, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I try not to talk to update people because usually I get in trouble and they hate me at some point.
Stop it.
So, Bree, I just wanted to say hello. This is the last time you'll ever hear me talk to you on the air.
You got it.
He's telling the truth on that last part.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're not going to
that's
talk
But
to
you
me
know,
anymore.
once you cross me, Bree, it's over.
I love you, though. I thought we're good.
We're
we
good.
go.
We're good. I'm just saying other people.
Is there a list at home? Like, come home, the Cross Me Rob list. Check this person. Is there a list?
Bree, we're glad to have you here on The Odd Couple. And, of course, Elijah.
Who is it?
Elijah.
Who is it?
He's right there.
Who? Our social media guru who's been doing
Never heard of him.
What a great job getting this whole
Yeah.
us being on YouTube Live. For real, Elijah. Like, I'm looking at the stuff. Like, if I wasn't on the show, I'd be watching the show.
Yeah.
Now,
some
now
people-
when I'm off and Kelvin's doing it with somebody, I'm not watching. But I'm just saying.
I will be mad if you watch. Go enjoy vacation.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch.
You know? Because you know I ain't watching you.
I don't expect you to.
You know I ain't watching
As
you.
long as the people who are watching on YouTube and those people are watching and listening, that's all we care about.
Tell him, Rob.
We don't have to rock with each other.
And I'm going to say, Alex, I sent you a message today.
You did.
I was really, I'm just real quick, pull the curtain back.
Okay.
Sometimes, I get a little worked up. I know your wife doesn't listen to the show because she hates when I yell and stuff. And your mom turns it off in Michigan because she can't stand me. Who's yelling at my baby? No, I get it. And your kids hate me. When they
why does all my family hate you?
They do. And when I go,
I didn't get the memo, Bree.
Racist.
And when I go to church, they'll probably do something crazy.
No, there will be we would say hallelujah. That's what they'll probably say on a worship Wednesday. In fact,
but Alex, I'm passionate, and I got a nice message. The guy sent that was on the YouTube, the comments.
Okay.
Basically just said, I made his day. He had a really bad day, and he turns on the radio, and there I am yelling and screaming at the top of my lungs, and he just said, man, I came for that. Thank you. It just made my day.
I don't know.
I was yelling at you. So.
But you weren't really yelling yesterday. In fact, I'm disappointed in you yesterday.
No, yesterday was fine.
I thought you were going to bring it some more.
No, don't.
And on Monday, I was disappointed. Matter of fact, while we're at it, Monday, I was disappointed.
Don't wish for it.
Magic City Monday was Show My Butt Monday. You said it.
I showed it, and it was ashy.
All right. You made it show one hip.
All right.
You didn't even commit to it.
All right,
you didn't full moon it like you act like you were about to. Bree, I thought he was about to bring it.
How about now? Rob G, Dan Campbell, affectionately known by me as Dan Gamble.
Listen, that was one of your better ones.
Because he's lost.
I can't give you that.
He's lost big games for the Lions, in which they should have been able to advance to the Super Bowl by now. But he had a statement today, Rob G, in a little news conference.
Yeah, it sounds like he is well aware of the numbers because according to CBS Sports, only 25% of the teams in the NFL that start 0-1 end up reaching the playoffs. This goes back to 1990.
That's unbelievable. It's really
teams that start 0-2, though, Rob, Kelvin, make the playoffs just 12% of the time. And that might be a big reason why Dan Campbell, when he was speaking with the media today ahead of their matchup with Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears, basically called this game a must-win. Take a listen.
Ben's my friend. He's always going to be my friend, but that nothing about that's going to change, We're going in getting ready to play Chicago. We're going to win this game. We have to.
We have to. Wow. He's saying that they have to. Week 2 against the Bears is a must win. And I kind of, it sounds crazy, but Campbell, I think, has figured it out. He doesn't have his security blanket anymore, which were those two coordinators, and I think he'll be exposed as we go forward with this season that the reason he had the success that he's had isn't because of his culture building. It's because he had two really good coordinators who wound up getting head coaching jobs because of what they did. Dan Campbell's not the offensive guy, defensive guy. He's not either of those guys. He's a rah-rah guy, and the problem is, when you're a rah-rah guy, that sounds good when you're winning. And people can say, oh, he changed the culture. I run through a wall for Dan Campbell. That's easy to say when you're winning and you're undefeated on the road and you win 15 games and all that. But as soon as you start to get pushed around like a rag doll like we saw, or have a vanilla bean offense that we saw in Green Bay, things change. Things tighten up. I am convinced that Ben Johnson will pull off the upset, beat the Lions in week 2. Have you seen the schedule, Kelvin? Have you seen the schedule? Mm-hmm. And I know you talked about it yesterday. I'm ready to make that bet with you that for a pair of Jordans that the Lions won't make the playoffs.
Oh, done.
Okay?
Done.
All right, we got that. Mark that down. I'm ready to make that bet. Because after this, if you take a look at the schedule, they got to go to Baltimore. They play Kansas City. They have a daunting schedule.
They do.
And they better win against Chicago. Because if they don't, there's probably only one game out of the first 6 that they would win. And that's against Cleveland. They're on the road against the Chiefs. Rob G, what's the other tough road game they got? I know they got the Bengals on the road and the Chiefs back-to-back. And they also have to play the Ravens. Those are 3 tough games on the road you got to win. Bears at home and the Browns at home, correct? I think so you got, that's why he's already talking in this term of we're going to win or we have to win because he understands where they are. And Ben Johnson knows that team left and right and knows what works and what doesn't work. He's going to have an advantage in mapping out this game against the Lions. And I believe the Bears will pull the upset, send the Lions to 0-2, and Dan Campbell will be exposed that it wasn't him. It was Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn.
I don't agree with that. Absolutely, Ben Johnson played a massive role. He's phenomenal as an offensive coordinator. And Aaron Glenn was a really good defensive coordinator. Where I disagree with you is a couple of things. One, Dan Campbell, you're acting like he came right into a winning situation. You spent time in Detroit. A putrid culture, a team, a culture, an organization that ain't won jack, that wasn't doing jack, and wasn't headed in the right direction. So it wasn't like he came into winning and then he's just had this sustainability. What he came into was the first year, they went 3-13. But they did not fold. The next year, 9-8. And remember, they started off like 1-5 or 6 or something.
I don't want to stop you. Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator's first year?
I don't know how far it goes back.
No, he was not. Go ahead.
Go ahead. That was clearly
okay,
not
ahead.
the point. The point is they didn't go to 3-13. They go to 9-8. They go to 12-5, and then obviously 15-2. And the reason why they got better, you know how many teams have great coordinators and don't do jack with them? And then we see the coordinator go somewhere else, and we're like, oh, I guess he was a pretty good coordinator. Because he created Brad Holmes, first, let me start there. The general manager brought in the right guy in Dan Campbell, who they collectively bring in the right guy as a coordinator and create a culture and draft well. Drafting well is probably going to end up biting them in the butt in the next couple of years because they're going to have to pay a bunch of really good young guys between the end of the season and next season. And to me, they've drafted well, built well, developed well, and they have a great system going. You talk about baseball, you like baseball? They got a great farm system going where the guys they draft, they develop, and they become very useful on the football field. And they have a grit about them that they bounce back and they continue to compete. They could have folded after the NFC Championship game against the 49ers. They did. They came back and got better. Bunch of injuries. They end up losing in the postseason. But this team continues to fight and continue to.
How do you get better when you don't go to where you were? You were in the NFC Championship game. You took a step back.
Great question. They went to 15-2, and they had 7 defensive starters out.
Did they lose because of that? They were 9.5-point favorites.
What is a favorite matter if I don't have 7?
Because that's not why they lost.
And that's why they got cut up like Swiss cheese and Jared Goff.
No, it's not.
So my point is,
it's not. You're giving them an out.
Okay,
that's not why they lost.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, I'm telling you that it had nothing to do with the defense.
Okay, you done?
You had a quarterback who had 4 turnovers.
Right.
What playoff game are you going to win?
So they lost.
Blaming the defense.
Are you done?
That's
so they
a
lost.
cop-out.
Are you done? Great. So they lost the one game there. My point was they continue to improve. They go from 12 to 15. So, yes, they lost a horrible game in the postseason. Happens. You know who else lost a horrible game in the Super Bowl? The Chiefs. It happens. My point is, this team continues to get better.
There's only one difference between the Chiefs and the Lions.
Well, what is it? According to you, it don't matter. They got the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs have actually won Super Bowl. The Lions haven't even been to one.
It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
No, it's not.
So my whole point is they continue to fight. So absolutely, this is a must-win for them. Because it's not just.
So if they lose, then what do you say if they lose the game to the Bears? Then now what would be your conversation?
They absolutely still have a chance to make the postseason. We set up here last year, you and I, talking about the Ravens.
They're not the Ravens.
But they're exactly like the Ravens.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They've exactly been like the Ravens, if not better, the last 2 years.
No, they haven't. No. The Ravens have a better team than the Lions. It's not even a question. One quarterback has won multiple MVPs, and the other one hasn't.
And what has he done with it? Let's go there, Rob.
It's not.
Wait. Has he gotten to a Super Bowl? Has he gotten to a Super Bowl?
They're the same.
They're the exact same.
They've
gotten to the same place.
No, one organization has won a Super Bowl. Another one has never been.
We're talking about this team.
No, I'm talking about the Lions and the Ravens.
Don't ask me a question you're not answering.
They're not the same. I'm trying to tell you.
What I'm saying is they have an opportunity. The reason why this game matters.
You sound just like a Lions fan.
And the reason why this game matters is because it's a divisional game as well. So you don't want to go into and have everybody in your division have a win except you. So absolutely it's a must win because it's not just you're not playing the Panthers. You're playing another team in your division who every team will have a win. If you don't want to start like that down in the division, especially when the Packers look like they're going to be really good. Vikings still out there to be determined how good they'll be. And the Bears look like they should be better than they were last year. So absolutely, Dan Campbell's approach, and he bought equity, has equity with his team, that he can push these buttons with them. He can get them riled up because he has the equity with this unit.
877-99 on Fox. Is Dan Campbell already feeling the pressure in Detroit? Is he about to get exposed by Ben Johnson and the Bears on Sunday? We'll continue that conversation next with you. This will be interesting. 877-99 on Fox. It is The Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Because if you read the leading ingredients on this show, it's passion in the U.S. of A.
No doubt.
If you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Professionals makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with ExpressPros.com. Express is your full-service workforce solution, connecting you with top talent fast. And every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area. So when it's time to hire, they have the talent you need. Ready to go to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Professionals helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving business time and increasing flexibility. So find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of an international headquarters. So listen, you know hiring can be stressful. Take a breath, relax, stop the hassle, and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location nearest you.
Caleb Williams, good start, bad finish, just a C day for me. Didn't play that well, but there were other issues, including Santos, their kicker. When I look at this, Ben Johnson, a rookie head coach, you got to make sure that everybody understands this. You know, like the end of the games, we see it over and over. You know, where coaches get out coached or don't know what they're doing, clock management. How many times have we seen that? But the Santos one is the one that bothers me even more because he botched it. There was two things. He missed a 50-yard field goal, right? And the bad part is that would have given the Bears a 14-point lead. Instead, remember with the miss, the Vikings got the ball on the 40-yard line. So it's not just the miss of the 3 points. You're giving them great field position, which, of course, they cashed in and scored a touchdown 6 plays later. So there's three things there. Missed field goal, guys are going to miss field goals. I'm not saying he's got to make everyone. 50 nowadays is very makeable. People are making what looks like could be 65, 70 with regularity. So he misses a 50-yarder, bad. And then, they get the ball on the 40, able to score a touchdown, changes the game like overnight. And then you got to kick the ball out of the end zone, right? You just you can't. Can't be a return. 40 seconds is a lot of time in the NFL. It's you saw at the end of the half where the Vikings were able to go. What they have? 25 seconds, 23 seconds, and they got 3 points out of it. It's a lot of time.
We saw the Bills do that to the Ravens.
Am I right? Yeah, there's a lot of time. That's like, and we saw the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bills with 13 seconds to go. 13. You think, there's no time. That's plenty of time. So those 40 seconds lost. So it was a Bears loss all over the board. I just can't pin this on Caleb. Should he play better? Absolutely. He started off great, but he didn't play well all the way through. But the kicking game, the inexperienced head coach had a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves for two teams. I'll start with the Bears because I think that's where obviously this goes because they were up. One of the things that happened in real time, you and I were sitting here, I said it on the air, and then even when we were chatting, was the Bears had to get more points. I said it on the air. I said, looks like they're dominating this first half. The Vikings looked dead. They couldn't move the ball. They had 40, 50 yards. And then you had Caleb Williams already with a $170. And at that point in time, they had like 10 points. Might have even been 7 at the point in time. And so I said, you got to come away with more points. You got to come away. That's not a field goal. That needs to be a touchdown. Or that punt needs to have been a field goal. You got to get points. They weren't able to do that because then what happens is you go into a second half. And if you're the Vikings, you say, well, shoot, we played horribly. We played as bad as we could play. J.J. McCarthy looked bad. Defense, you were letting Caleb carve us up. And yet we're still in this game. And that's the reason why you wanted to take full advantage of that first half if you're the Bears, and they didn't. And then you get a completely reversal between quarterbacks and also coaches as well. Caleb Williams, the issue with him was the fact that he was so off target. 30% of his passes were off target. 32 quarterbacks started in the NFL. He can't be last. You can't be last. You can be 20th. You can be 15th. You can't be last when it comes to your targets, how off target he was. That's obviously going to be an issue. He has to handle the blitz more. Brian Flores was playing chess, not checkers. Brian Flores said, all right, first half, let you dink and dunk, let you get some nice passes. All right, I think he was 13 for 15. All right, cool. Second half, chess match, and he blitzed them on, I believe it was 44% of his passes. So he went from 29% getting blitzed to 44%, and you see Caleb was rattled, and he couldn't handle it. And that was why he had such a bad second half. Also, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson forgot he has multiple things to think about. You're not just the offensive coordinator. You're also the coach that is overseeing the defense, the offense, the special teams. And you can tell he's not used to the overarching yet, where you're the head coach, not just worried about Caleb Williams, not just mad at Caleb Williams for his bad pass, not just mad because they didn't do this. Dude, we need to worry about also what we could game plan is defensively. Fox Sports Radio, it is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. We got Trey Wingo coming up here in about 6 minutes or so. Be cool to catch up with him. Be sure to check out our brand new YouTube channel. Shout out to YouTube right now, looking at you. And you can watch us live on YouTube. That's right. We are simulcast right now on YouTube. And all you have to do is go to youtube.com/@OddCoupleFSR. Or if you're already in YouTube, just looking around stuff, well, then just search Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow all the good stuff. We appreciate it. Let us know which one who's getting smoked today. So please go check it out. Go check out our brand new YouTube channel and watch us live right now as we speak. Odd Couple FSR, and subscribe and tell people all about it. All right, Rob and I talking about Dan Campbell, who said it's a must-win for the Lions. Do you feel he's under pressure right now? Do you feel like it is a must-win for the Lions? Will he get exposed? 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some phone calls. Who we got?
Wait a minute, Alex. I wanted a little passion. What happened to that? Passion.
Okay. Are you pumping yourself back up or something? What's going on?
Yes. Thank you, Rod Stewart.
Thank you, Rod Stewart. Get to these phone calls. Who we got?
All right, let's go. Let's see. Casey in Oregon. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Casey?
Swing. I'm sorry.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. How's it going?
All good. How are you, Casey?
I'm all right. Sad for our country, but,
yeah,
you know.
So it's a wild day.
But, anyway, for this weekend, I actually think the Lions are going to out-talent the Bears, but I agree with you, Rob. For the long term, I don't see the Lions in the playoffs with losing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. Those are two big coordinator losses.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I think people know about it. I'm not the only one who don't have the Lions making the playoffs. Thanks for the call. There are a lot of people, more people than you would think, are on that bandwagon because they know the importance of losing guys like that when they both get head coaching jobs.
That's a lot, and also they're in should be a good division.
Lou in Allentown, Pennsylvania. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Lou?
Hello, Mr. Parker. How are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Very good. You're going to be a little short of money because you're going to be getting Mr. Washington a pair of Air Jordans.
All right.
Tell him what it is.
One game for the Lions, and they lost.
Thank you, Lou.
a good team. You also said that Daniel Jones for the Colts. You said he's a bum.
He is a bum.
Well, he had a
I
good
don't care
game.
what he
Is he
did.
all
One
pro
game,
now?
I don't care. That one game, he's a bum. He's got plenty of career lowlights for me to call him a bum. I don't believe in Daniel Jones.
Well, Dan Campbell ain't a bum. He's risen every year.
Is that right?
We
They
will
were
make the
third.
playoffs.
They were the. Yeah, I figured that. I heard you say we. I figured you were a Lions slappy, but it's okay, Lou. We appreciate you.
Lou,
Thank you.
Hey, Lou.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Lou. Lou, don't worry. You ain't wrong when you're right. Don't worry about it, Lou.
Lou, he's picked bad football teams too. Kyle in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Did you hear that, Alex?
Was that the advertisement?
Big Lou. Big Lou. He's picked bad football teams.
He's on meds too.
And he's picked bad football teams too.
I don't like Big Lou. Big Lou got people out here feeling like, nah, you know what? Yeah, I'm on meds side. I'm on my 17th marriage.
Kyle in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Kyle?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I'm good. Last time I got on here, you were yelling at me because I was shouting out Shador. But this time,
how did Shador do on Sunday? How did Shador do?
He
didn't
good,
play.
Man.
Okay.
He did good. He was resting up. He's going to get out there soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. He'll be out there.
Anyway, yeah, Gamble. I'm sure Gamble does feel pressure. Any good coach, any good player feels pressure to win regardless. If they want to make it to the playoffs, they should feel the same type of pressure every single game, regardless if they're coming off of a loss or a win. Mm-hmm. So, and players love to play for coaches like Dan. So he's going up there. He's just expressing the fact that, he believes in his players. And coordinators don't make everything. You've seen the same coordinator that we're talking about just marched out there and got their butt kicked by Minnesota. So, if their quarterback crumbles second half the same way he did the last game, it's going to happen to him again, and the Lions are going to be successful.
All right, call me on Monday.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
You, Kyle.
Kyle,
I will.
No, Kyle, he going to try to block you when the Lions win. He going to block you. Hey, don't make sure Kyle doesn't call. All right, we got Trey Wingo on the way right now. We have Bree on the updates.
Hi, guys.
Brianne, what do you have?
Okay. So, 49ers head coach, as we've all heard, Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday against my Saints after sustaining injuries to both his toe and non-throwing shoulder. Mac Jones is expected to get the start, and this could actually hold out Purdy multiple weeks. Browns running back Quinshon Judkins did not practice on Wednesday, but is expected to practice on Thursday. No idea whether or not he'll play on Sunday. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Deron Bland suffered a foot injury during practice on Monday that could result in him missing a few weeks. Right now in Major League Baseball, it is all tied up 2-2 between the Royals and Guardians. The Pirates are on top of the Orioles 1-0. The Nationals are edging the Marlins 1-0. And earlier today, the Rangers swept the Brewers 6-3. Texas is one game behind the Mariners for the final wild card spot in the American League. Nick Kurtz hit his 30th home run of the season as the Athletics edged the Red Sox 5-4. The Diamondbacks topped the Giants 5-3, and the Angels edged the Twins 4-3. Back to you guys.
All right, Bree, thank you so much. We are the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Oh, yeah,
on camera.
Bree, I hope you know you're on camera, by the way. So don't pick
Look
your,
at us.
don't pick your nose.
What would I do that for?
Hey, listen.
She would never do
Stuff
that.
happens, okay? I'm just trying to keep an eye. They're looking at you right now. Wave to the camera.
Oh my gosh! Wait, so is my hair look okay?
You look fine.
You look fine.
Okay, thank you.
You look fine. Nothing to worry about. I'm
Thank
sure
you.
you just got a handful of new followers. All right. We got achy knee, stiff back, joints not cooperating. Some days your body is like, this ain't the day. And on those days, luckily, there's Aleve with just one pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Please use as directed. Joined now by our guy, Trey Wingo, host of Straight Facts Homie on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, make sure you go hit it up. Trey Wingo. What's up, Trey?
What's happening?
Guys, how are you? And she looked fine, and everybody picks her nose. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Just all you got to do is ride down to 405 here. You'll see it 100 times.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Trey, tell us first about your new podcast.
Rob, thank you. It's about something that I've wanted to do for a long time. You know, there's so many things that are out there where people are yelling at you and we're having an argument or having opinions. I'm not here for that. I just want to tell you what happened and why it happened based on data, statistical information, and historical precedent. So we started the podcast, Straight Facts Homie. It's on YouTube. If you want to like and subscribe, it's also available on Amazon, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast. We drop 2 or 3 episodes a week. Very heavy into football right now. We had Mark Schlereth and Damian Woody on. We're going to get Chris Long. We're going to have Zach Ertz next week. We got Tony Finau coming up to talk about the Ryder Cup. And so we're really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
So it's not just a football podcast. It's going to be year-round and all kinds of sports and people, right?
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Congrats, brother. Nice.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
All right. I do want to talk about the Lions, of course, losing their 2 coordinators. They got their butts kicked in Green Bay.
They did.
They really did. It didn't look good. I don't have them making the playoffs, Trey. I just want you to know. Where are you on the Lions? And they got a really tough schedule and no coordinators, or new coordinators, I should say, both in the building. I didn't like the idea that they didn't go out and find the best available and just, promote it within. Where are you on the Lions and their expectations?
Yeah, listen, I think the Lions the last couple of years have done a great job with something called expectations, as you alluded to. But now they've got to deal with erosion, and that's what happens when you make the playoffs multiple years in a row. People come take your players, and they come take your coaches, and you can go look at the numbers. Jared Goff as a starting quarterback without Sean McVay and without Ben Johnson, not good. So I'm not saying Jared's not a good player. I'm saying they've got to find a rhythm with him. It's a real telling test this week as the Bears come to town after that debacle Monday night and the debacle for the Lions. The Lions have won 10 straight games following a loss. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. So if somehow Chicago goes in there and finds a way, as Ben Johnson comes into his old place, to steal a win, that's hugely problematic for Detroit. Listen, I think Detroit can still make the playoffs, but I think a 10 or 11-win season is about the max for them this year.
That's fair, and I can understand that. You lose coordinators, obviously some players, and offensive line, too. That's another whole thing.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Huge.
That's fair.
By the way, what you just said was huge. Their offensive line last year was together basically the entire season, and they've lost basically through injury or
retirement.
3/5 of that offensive line. That's going to be a huge thing for them to work with throughout the season.
I agree. That's one of the things they got to fix more. That makes me worried, to be honest with you, even more so than the coordinators, because if they can't run the ball, that's going to be difficult. Let's go to this. Let's stay in this game, this matchup. Let's go to week 1. We see Caleb Williams. We see, obviously, Ben Johnson, both debuting, right? They're debuting with my new head coach and me debuting as a coach with my star quarterback, or should maybe potentially star quarterback. What did you make of week 1 for them? Kind of a tale of two halves.
Yeah, listen, there's no way to slice it. It's not great for Caleb. They came on that first drive. They looked decisive. He looked quicker and smart, and everything was great. And until they scored a late touchdown after that first touchdown dive, they scored 3 points. They had a pick 6 as part of their point total. It didn't look much different. And then to see J.J. McCarthy come out and do something that no one else has ever done, score 3 touchdowns or lead 3 touchdown drives in his debut in the fourth quarter is remarkable, especially after throwing a pick 6 where you thought, okay, here's the young kid. He just made a terrible mistake. He's going to go into that shell. He didn't. This is problematic for Chicago. It's problematic. Now, look, week 1 is always an anomaly. I always say about the first few weeks of the season, the teams that suck don't know they suck yet, right? Everyone thinks they're good, and you're going to get everybody's best shot. But this is problematic for the Bears to see Caleb not capitalize past that opening drive honestly, and then to see a rookie in J.J. McCarthy shake off a really horrible throw, that pick six, to the former Vikings practice squad player, and then do what he did in the fourth quarter. That's not a good look for Chicago right now, and I think Bears fans should be concerned.
How about Aaron Glenn, blaming the fumble by the kickoff player as the reason that they lost? And we're going to talk about this later in the show. But
yeah,
I get it. You want to be the new coach and send out a signal. Or you're going to be letting go of players every time somebody makes a mistake or throws a pick or fumbles the ball. I mean, I kind of see what you want to do, but I'm not so sure that's the way you do it, or to make people feel comfortable at all, or not comfortable.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If they thought he was really good, they would have kept him. I mean, Jimmy Johnson was the best at this. Like he said, I'll treat everybody fairly, but I won't treat anybody the same when he was the head coach. He cut players for falling asleep in meetings. He cut people for fumbling. He didn't cut any of the stars for doing any of that. They felt he was expendable anyway. So I think that Aaron made that decision to send a message.
So what message would that be?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
That's where I think it's hollow, because it ain't a star player or somebody who's really good. If you're just gonna cut a guy who already had 9 fumbles coming into when you put him on your team, did you really do anything? That's all I'm saying.
You're not wrong there, but that's the sliding scale of justice in the NFL, right? The better you are, the more rope people will give you. So, I'm not – what you're saying is actually really smart. But I think that Aaron felt like he needed to send the message. Whether or not it is received is irrelevant, because these players, you're right, will probably – it's like when Mike McDaniel last year started sending the clock back 24 minutes for meetings because they hadn't won a playoff game in 24 seasons.
Right.
Do you think any of those players gave a crap about that?
It's just so silly.
Coach.
Whatever.
That'll work.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? So, but that's a very Bill Parcells move. It is a Bill Parcells move, and obviously Aaron is very, very much a mentor of Bill Parcells and someone that he feels like has shaped his career. It doesn't matter until it matters, right? And if they find a way to turn things around, great. If they don't, then it looks stupid. It's all the thing.
Absolutely.
Everything in the NFL is based on results. Nothing else matters. Did you win or did you not win?
I've said it a million times on this show. Sports has a short menu, Trey. It's wins and losses. There's nothing else on the menu.
Yeah. Hey. I think when everyone talks about culture, right? Oh, he's building a culture.
Thank you.
When they fire him, they say, well, he didn't win enough. So the culture only matters if you win.
Thank you.
Know what I mean?
That's what I just said about.
It's the only thing that matters.
That culture thing is the biggest con job I've ever seen, because only when you're winning. Oh yeah, Dan Campbell showed up and built a culture. If the Lions don't make the playoffs this year, people will start to say, "Oh, I don't think Dan Campbell's the guy. He lost the team."
Rob, you're 100% right. At the end of the day, players will put up with anything as long as they're winning. And when they don't win, the thing that you thought was cute when you're winning freaking drives you crazy when you're losing.
I don't disagree with that, but I do absolutely believe creating an identity is huge in sports, knowing what you hang your hat on.
That's fair. That's fair. Like, you want to have, this is what we do, this is who we are. But the best teams, when it's all said and done, don't say, when everything's on the line, well, this is what we do. The best teams say, whatever we have to do to win. Even it's completely the opposite of everything. We're about this. But in this situation, maybe you need the other thing. I think that's the most important thing.
Trey, I want to just one last thing. I want to jump in real quick.
Yeah.
I've just talked about John Harbaugh should be fired by the Ravens, and I'm dead serious. I mean, he's been there. He's been there a while, and every year they're disappointing to me, or they give up 17 double-digit leads, and I get it.
The most since 1991.
I mean, it's an incredible, and I'm not. Yeah. They won a Super Bowl. I get it, or whatever. That was a long time ago, 2012, whatever it was. Yeah, like I get it, but one day you're gonna wake up. It's like the Mike McCarthy. He's turned into Doc Rivers. You know what I mean? Where you won a championship, and now every year you go home disappointed, and this is what the Ravens starting to feel like to me.
You're not wrong, And this is the weird thing, and we can apply this to Mike Tomlin as well, if we're being honest about it.
Yes, I've said it a million times about him. Enough with the 500.
Yeah, Bill Cowher said it the best. He said, after 10 years, I think your message wears out on your team. And I think that if Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh are fired, they'll get jobs tomorrow. That doesn't mean they're not good coaches, but sometimes you've been there too long. And to your point about John, it's been since Super Bowl 47. They haven't been able to beat the Chiefs. They haven't been able to beat all these teams in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, as great as he is, as a starting quarterback, he has 3 playoff wins. To put that in perspective, that's the same number of Super Bowl wins as Patrick Mahomes has, okay? And he's got 17. That's the second most in NFL history. And I'm not a wins or quarterback stat guy, but the NFL keeps this.
Right.
So that's why I use it. That's why I use it as a reference point. John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin are great coaches. I believe that. But it might be time for both of them to try this somewhere else.
Hey, real quick before we let you go, Trey, I'm going to throw it 2 different ways. You got the Raiders, Steelers, and the Colts. They all get wins. And then you got the Bengals, the Giants, and Pats all lost. Which you can do it however you want. Which are real from those wins, or which you look at a team with those losses and say they're better than that?
I think that I'm not sold on the Bengals. I mean, I think the Bengals still have major concerns. I mean, it was a rookie kicker that missed an extra point, the field goal in a 1-point game, right? Otherwise, we'd be talking about the Bengals falling behind in September again. I don't like the way that team is built. I have concerns there. I think Indianapolis is real. There's a lot of good players on that team. They just need a competent quarterback. And Daniel Jones isn't great, but he's competent. And I do believe that Aaron Rodgers has something to prove this year. It's one thing to prove it against the Jets where he had a huge chip on his shoulder about everything that went wrong the other year. I need to see this more from Aaron Rodgers going forward.
Yeah, your sentiment, we were talking about that yesterday. That's where I am as well.
All
Trey,
right, Trey,
appreciate you as always. Trey Wingo, make sure you go check out the new YouTube show. Straight Facts, homie, on YouTube and on podcasts, available everywhere. Thank you, Trey.
All right. Got it, guys. Anytime.
No doubt. We got Shekel City Play of the Day on the way. It is the Odd Couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Worship Wednesdays, Fox Sports Radio.
By the way, I meant to ask you guys this.
Hey, by the way.
How come you never pull the you didn't play card like Ryan Clark does with me? Why not? Dust that off from time to time.
You did play.
I mean,
well, I don't feel like I need to expose my private parts to y'all either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why would you want to do that?
Because we don't need to measure. I don't. If you're happy with your life and where you're at, and you have opinions, you're happy with your life and you have opinions. Just because one of us may be more endowed than the other doesn't mean that you're lesser of a person. You know what I mean? You're allowed to have. An opinion.
I guess I'll put it this way: everyone's got a different perspective, and just simply coming from the former player perspective doesn't mean that it should hold more weight, right? I mean, the general masses don't, have any experience like players do or coaches do, but they're the ones watching and consuming. I know like Big Cat and PFT were making fun of this situation with the way they responded to that, saying how, well, he was on the grass while he was playing. We were the ones building up these hot takes for the media.
Right.
We were spending all those years grinding, watching the tape while you were playing. So you don't have our experience and perspective in this world of media, which is kind of funny, but it's also kind of true. Like, they've been in the game a lot longer in that sense. My thing is, like, it's just to sit there and say someone can't have a good point, a good perspective on what's taking place purely because they didn't play. And especially when some of these people who know the players, who know the coaches, the agents, and they're being told something specifically from that perspective, and they might even be echoing that. That's part of their job. That's part of how we kind of translate what's going on to, the people out there who aren't in that position, who don't know the player, the agent, the coach. That's part of the story too. So I just, we don't need to put a lot of energy or time into it. That guy's made his bed. He looks at things through one prism, and it is what it is.
I mean, I'm just letting you guys know, free pass. Let that fly anytime you want. I won't get sensitive to it. Like, I won't be upset about it.
But the point I'm telling you is there is no point to do it.
That's kind of fun. Why not? It's kind of fun. Just pants me on the air from time to time. What's wrong with that?
It's such a small industry. Like, think about how many people are on our lineup. Think about how many people are on their daily lineup. It's not very many. And Schrags is like super well respected. You're a team. You're on there together. You're there to do a job. There's a gazillion people that will want to be sitting in that seat, and they're not there. So it doesn't even cross my mind to even feel like I got to do something like that to prove a point. I just, I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that's my old teammate, man.
By the way,
RC. That's been some disappointing stuff he's been doing.
Well, that's great, but there's a lot of people who don't like him, because I remember when he was trying to come at me, I had people from ESPN reaching out, and they're like, I hate having to work with this guy. And I was like, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. He's it's a bit much.
Like I said, when I met Dom, I knew Dom many, many years ago. You know what I mean? People change. People change. So.
Parker MLB Bro, K-Dub Live, Odd Couple FSR. You can reach out to us on social media as well. And it is time now for Shekel City.
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
Did I do that?
How'd you do?
Did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that?
And yes, you sound like that.
Is
that
me?
is you.
Alex, I think you did something with the a synthesizer.
Why you ain't do that when we had
voice box?
Jaleel White in here?
Nah, because he hears
Did
that.
I do that?
He wouldn't want to hear that.
He was mad at you.
I did it out of respect.
I like him.
He was super cool.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
We didn't need to do that. All right. I listened to Dan Campbell's picks, and it was a bad night. 0-3.
Listen to
I'm down to 4 days.
Dan Campbell sitting in his
Like, what did I
office
do?
right now in Detroit, like, what? I ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah. Bad night, 0-3,
Rob, you wanna
4-8
reset
on the
again?
season. No, we're not resetting.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, what's the 4-8? Oh, yeah, you about to reset.
No,
2
we're
more
not doing
0-3s, you big resetting. You're going to be like that kid that resets the Nintendo back in the day.
No.
Just pull the plug.
Pulling out makes sense sometimes. Okay, thanks, Tiger.
Dang it.
All right, Mets plus 1.5 runs. I figure like they have to win. They need one desperately. They are losing.
They're
in
losing right now.
Yes, but it's still just a 4.
Maybe Pete Alonso's up. Maybe he'll do something.
Yankees minus 1.5 runs against the Tigers. No score in that game. These are all were posted very early. And I got the Padres, who lost last night to Cincinnati at home. I think that they needed to win. All 3 of these are like they got to get a win. They all need a win. So, again, Padres minus 1.5. I got the Yankees minus 1.5 and the Mets plus 1.5 in Philadelphia as the best bet. And Elijah had this posted very early. I don't know. Somebody texted him around 7-something in the morning when he was having breakfast with his kids.
Somebody, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not okay.
Elijah, that's the life I'm living.
Elijah, I feel bad for you, bro.
I'm sorry.
You minding your business. You like, hey, how was school today? Oh, Daddy, it was great. I need it now. The Lions lost. Put it up now. Right now. Well, I'm saying, Rob, I'm just trying to have dinner. Come on, Elijah. They're waiting on me.
Elijah's the best when it comes to this stuff. But anyway, I'm not telling you who to bet on. I'm telling you who I
listen
bet
to
on.
who you betting on. You ain't getting them no money right now. It's time now for Play of the Day.
Berger swings and clocks this one to deep center. Perkins going back. He's at the wall. It is history. Jake Berger with a 2-home-run game.
All right, Rangers radio right there. And, of course, it's brought to you by Tire Rack. And Tire Rack, for over 40 years, has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation, TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. We got a couple minutes. I don't know if probably don't have this sound. I don't know if Adam Silver, but essentially, Adam Silver comes out, finally hear from him about the Steve Ballmer, Kawhi Leonard situation, and basically says, we're going to investigate. We're going to get an outside source to investigate this. And that, like me, speaking of this from Adam Silver, he says, like me, I would want to be treated with the fairness and get the proper due process. What I heard was, please don't let there be a smoking gun, because I don't think the NBA really wants to deal with this. I don't think the NBA wants to deal with the gambling, which is why the day Terry Rozier's the day Malik Beasley information comes out, the day they exonerate Terry Rozier, they've exonerated Beasley. And I think the NBA is trying to do away with scandals, and I think they are praying and hoping that Kawhi obviously comes out with him in the Raptors. He wanted to get in on the Maple Leafs. He wanted $10 million.
Those are just negotiate.
Yeah.
That's just negotiations. You ask for the world in negotiations. I don't think there's anything about him asking for the Maple Leafs. That's a crime. I want a part ownership.
The no-show would be the crime. The no-show would be the crime.
No, but you mentioned the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
So what?
No, the Maple Leafs.
Of course. Why not? They might give me a couple of shares. The bottom line remains that you're right. They don't want anything.
They don't want any of this.
If they could get away without this being a major ordeal, they will. And the burden of proof is still on the NBA that they know without question that Steve Ballmer knew about the company. And remember, he lost $50 million on this, so that's his cue. And I heard Mark Cuban, who made a really good argument. If Steve Ballmer had his fingerprints all over this, he could have made sure this company didn't go bankrupt, and then the records would not be public. Like, there's a way to hide that stuff. He didn't do that. He took a $50 million bath.
I also think, too, similar to like sign stealing or doing things, I think a lot of teams are doing this in some other ways, finding ways to pay guys a little extra, finding little corporations or little things to give them extra $5 million, $10 million, because everybody can't get 28. They're not Kawhi. But, little ways to circumvent the salary cap. So I absolutely believe they're trying to get this to go away, because then you might have to look at all 30 teams, and you don't want that smoke for sure. So we'll see how it works out. Speaking of NBA, we got to talk about something too.
Hill. Yeah, this is not a fun story, but we got to talk about it.
Actually.
As you guys know, he's currently going through it with his estranged wife, and she has alleged in the latest court filings that he committed domestic violence on at least 8 separate occasions just in the last 2 years. So he obviously denies all wrongdoing. His attorneys say that this is the one big shakedown. It's all going to play out here in court. But it does add to the laundry list of issues that Tyreek Hill has brought now to the Dolphins organization. Obviously, last season, some of his social media commentary about, hey, I think I miss Patrick Mahomes, and what could have been, and he's throwing these hard eye emojis on his IG stories, all the way down to some of the comments he made about his own team, even as recently as in training camp, where he went on record and said, hey, maybe we shouldn't give the ball to Devon Achane, our running back 1, at the goal line, because that's not his game. We should bring in another guy. And it got to a point where Tua Tagovailoa had to actually have a private conversation, number one, and then publicly tell the media that, hey, Tyreek has alienated a lot of his teammates. He's done and said things he knows he shouldn't have done, and it's up to him to mend fences. Well, I don't know if this is really helping in that regard right now.
Well, for me, listen, I haven't – I'm going to act like I'm a mathematician. I haven't figured out all the details of the financial lens, and that matters. So I don't want to act like that doesn't matter, right? We know this is a capped league. But there's some way I have to find out. And sometimes you got to just swallow your medicine and do what's best for your organization. And I'm interested in moving off, whether that be a trade, whether that finding a way if I have to release him. Because ultimately, here's a couple of reasons why. Number one, how long do I even have him before something happens where the league says, hey, he has, we're going to suspend him 2 games, 4 games, 6 games, 8 games, whatever it may happen. He continues to have these issues. Rob G just stated the numbers any amount of times. Also, Rob G mentioned how we see the flirting, shooting the DMs out and the text messages and the tweets and the Instagrams back to the Chiefs and doing all of that. So then the other issue for me, if I'm Michael McDaniel and if I'm anybody in that organization is, let's say he stays here. Let's say for whatever reason she recants. He doesn't get in any trouble with the league or with an investigation outside with police. How long do I have him anyway? Because what if we're not a great team? What if we end up going 1-3? Is he out again? Is he, hey, Chiefs, I want to come back. I need to get out of here. I can't believe I decided to come back. I'm out. I need freedom. I can't breathe. How long before that? He came back, and he was normally a captain. His team chose to not make him a captain this year, and you had Tua talk to him and say yes, and a lot of guys said we forgive him because that's what we're supposed to do, but it also means he's got to earn our trust. That's what Tua said. And so to me, I'm looking at what's best for us, and what's best for us is probably to move forward and find something else. Again, if it's a trade, if he's eligible for a trade, meaning nothing happens with the league, then I'm looking at that because I don't want to go through I wonder if we're going to have him there, personal issues off the field. Okay, on the field, he's not getting enough passes. He went, he only got a few attempts pass attempts this game. Is we're going to lose him mentally? Is he going to check out? Is he not going to be there? So I can't keep playing that game. I want guys who are adults on and off the field. And I understand we all make mistakes. He's been given that grace, but how much more must I extend this grace to the point where it becomes a detriment to my team? That's where I am with Tyreek Hill because I just can't keep doing this as I'm trying to build continuity, build something, bounce back from a horrid week 1, and move forward. And I'm just looking at we may have to explore options. His heart wasn't in it. He wants to go. Well, dang it, you know what? Let me find a way to make that happen.
Yeah, I think it's just premature. You got to be very careful. Because he hasn't been convicted of anything, and
I'm not. I'm talking the team. More
but this is why you're saying this now because of what just came out. You didn't say this before the season. You didn't say this.
Well, I said it last season when he kept.
But I'm saying,
dipping out.
But this is you're saying now to make a move. You can't make a move until this plays out. You need to find out if you just feel like you don't want him on a team anymore. Because of the other stuff, we're not getting over there. That would be fine. But I'm just saying, off of this alone can't be the reason why. Because we don't know where we are on that.
But that's where we'll fundamentally disagree. Off of this alone, I've had enough. Period. I've had enough of headlines.
But you don't even know if this is right
right.
or fair.
But what I'm saying as an organization, I can say I've had enough.
Utah Valley University has canceled their men's soccer match tonight against UC Davis following the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk on the school's campus earlier today. In the NFL, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday against the Saints after sustaining injuries to both his toe and non-throwing shoulder. This could hold out Purdy multiple weeks, according to Shanahan, and Mac Jones is expected to get the start. Browns running back Quinshon Judkins did not practice on Wednesday, but is expected to practice on Thursday. No word whether or not he'll play on Sunday. Dallas Cowboys cornerback Deron Bland suffered a foot injury during practice on Monday that could hold him out a few weeks. In baseball, it's still scoreless between the Cubs and Braves at the top of the third. Chris Sale has 7 strikeouts through 2 and a third innings pitched. The Phillies are edging the Mets 2-1, and the Rangers swept the Brewers 6-3. I'm Brianna Muro.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 2 on a Worship Wednesday here on Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. And be sure to check out our brand new, that's right, YouTube channel. Look,
wow.
We're live.
We'll do it live.
Thank you.
Do it live.
Thank you, Bill. I'll write it and we'll do it live. That's right. We're simulcasting as we speak right here on YouTube. Video of the two of us. Just go to youtube.com/@oddcouplefsr. Or if you're already in the YouTube family, just search Odd Couple FSR. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, all that kind of stuff. Comment away. Let us know that my takes are better than Kelvin's, and go.
So why would you advocate for people to lie?
Rob Sterling
Why would you want people to be
Jr.
lying to us on YouTube?
I don't want them to lie. I just want them to be honest with it, not hurting your feelings. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. Don't forget achy knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating. That's right. Some days your body just like no way, no how. And on those days, luckily there's a leave. And you know what? I'm going to leave guy. I have to have a leave. Just one pill. A leave provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so that it keeps you moving. Use as directed. You know the little blue pill.
That's why I was making sure. You start saying you one pill, you advocate. I'm just saying. You're trying to keep up with her is what I'm saying. I get it, Rob.
Hey, coming up, speaking of the Lions, former Lions. That's right.
Who else you want? Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick especially.
Man, that's why them grumpy old men beefing. I'm like, y'all got
more in common than you think.
Yeah, y'all got young things to attend to. Why y'all worried and arguing about each other?
No, but the only problem is they're taking a leave by mistake.
That's what it is. My back feel good, but dang it, other things ain't working.
All right, Lomas Brown, the former All-Pro offensive lineman with the Lions. Also the Giants and Tampa Bay Bucks. Yeah. He won a Super Bowl with the Bucks. He's the best.
Lomas is a great
He does
guy.
their radio broadcast. He's the color analyst, so we'll talk with him. And one's got to go as well coming up. Rob G, Steph Curry does what, and this is the one thing I don't like about the NBA. I really don't.
What's that? What he did?
Yeah, what he did, because it's the only league where they do it. And I have no idea why.
I know what you're about. Yeah.
Like seriously, you know this.
Mm-hmm.
No one badmouths Babe Ruth and says, "Oh, he could if he played now." He would. Nobody, right? Nobody. They don't do it in the NFL. Oh, Jim Brown couldn't play now. Or what?
Mm-hmm.
Only in the NBA is there a situation where people are always bashing the older players to tell you how great they are. But anyway, Steph Curry joined the chorus.
Real quick, before you go, I think I want to offer the why, Rob. I think it's easier because Babe Ruth he's almost mythological, almost like he never even played. He's just so like a godlike figure in baseball. I think in football, we don't know who the definitive best player is.
Yes, I do.
Well, for who?
Jim Brown or Lawrence Taylor. I do know.
I'm with you on those too. To me, but Jim Brown, Lawrence Taylor, you got Tom Brady, you got Jerry Rice.
Jim Brown. I'm just saying Jim Brown or Lawrence Taylor are on my list.
But I'm saying some people would say, and some people might say it's a quarterback, another one like Joe Montana. So it's hard to argue about something. Whereas basketball, I think what has made things so much easier is Jordan or Kobe. Jordan or LeBron, and it's easier.
Jordan or Kobe's really a conversation.
Well, nowadays you ask people, Kobe's a lot of people's GOAT. So I think it just makes it for easier fodder because you can do that. It's hard to be like Ted Williams or
you mean the last guy hit 406? I never heard anybody say Ted Williams can't play.
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody. It's harder to argue and debate those things.
I just think it happens a lot more in the NBA.
I know, and I'm agreeing. I'm just wondering. I think that might be why it's easier to debate who's the best more than any other sport.
Well, here I thought you were upset because Steph Curry's doing media rounds and he's on the Today Show, not the Odd Couple. That's what I thought you were upset about.
We don't want Steph Curry. We want somebody who's going to say something.
Well, speaking of saying something.
Rob G, just go ahead and say no when he was about to call us. Like, hey, we're about to see if y'all want to do Friday's show.
Steph, again, making the media rounds to promote his new book.
Of course
was on the Today Show.
Of course. They're not going to ask him any real questions.
It's like when Rob was promoting the Urinating Mouse book.
Yes.
He went on Bernie Fratto's podcast. He went on Fred Rogan's radio show. He went on Doug Gottlieb's podcast.
You are such a big.
But yeah, Steph was on the Today Show promoting his new book, and they were asking him about the impact he's had on the league since he's come in. And here's what he said about where the league is now and how it compares to years past.
I was always told by a wise man when I was getting into the league, you want to leave the league in a better place than when you found it. And I think just the way that you see the skill level right now, the way that the range is kind of taking over, guys shooting threes all over the court. But just from 1 through 5 and all the way down the roster, I think this is the most skilled, era of basketball history. And so whether that was, young kids in the game now seeing, my generation, the way that I play and getting inspired by that, that for me is important and something I don't take for granted.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it in the sense that, yes, maybe if you're talking about 15-man roster, maybe 12 through 15 are more skilled than the 12 through 15 in the 80s and the 90s. I'll give you that. I will give you there's somebody on the bench in street clothes who, if I took that guy and the street clothes guy from 86, he would cook him up. I'll give you that. But where I think people get this whole thing misconstrued is this is the era, and we've talked about this, Rob, this is the personal trainer era. This is I don't just go play and try to play ball and hoop. This is I got to have a personal trainer to work. Ha, step back. Ha, step back. And to me, okay, yeah, you might have a step back better than somebody 8'9". You know what they had better then? They knew how to win. They knew how to make basketball plays. They knew how to play with the team. They knew how to play within a system. And I think that's one of the things I would get misconstrued. I'm not saying all these guys can. Obviously, Steph is one of the greats. And if you look at current guys, LeBron. But I'm looking at, to me, yes, there's a handle. Yes, there's, an ability to do Euro step or something, as if the Euro step didn't happen back then. I don't buy that equates to better basketball. That's my biggest thing. I don't watch basketball. Me and you just did our first whole postseason run in the playoffs, and I don't believe I watched better basketball than I did in previous years or eras. I don't buy that at all. I watch guys, and I'm confused sometimes. Did you not see the open man? Did you not see the back cut? Why would you take that shot? And just because I got a 6'10" dude who can shoot threes, who's allowed to shoot more threes, that doesn't mean he's better. I tell you this all the time, Rob. If I told Larry Bird, Reggie Miller, Chauncey Billups, Detroit guy, you're allowed to shoot 18 threes tonight and we wouldn't bat an eye, I don't know what those guys would have had. If I told Isaiah Thomas, Mark Price, the other guy, you can shoot 20 threes tonight and we literally wouldn't even think twice. Well, then, yeah, he might look even more skilled. And let me also offer you this. Everybody keeps talking, and I don't believe everybody believes it, but you get the whole plumber joke about back in the day. And I start thinking, I'll say, man, when I look at Magic Johnson highlights, I ain't seen nothing like it since. Name the guy, if I showed you those, who's that skilled to do that. Michael Jordan, we talk about him every daggone day just about. I still haven't seen that. I've seen people try, never seen that. So the idea that just simply because guys spend more time with personal trainers and they work on this and work on that, are they more skilled? Okay, maybe the last few dudes on the team. But the idea that it's better basketball, it's better aesthetically, it's better from a high-quality standpoint, that part I don't agree. And I don't think when I watch games now, that in most of the games, not all, that it's a better brand of basketball than years previous. I don't agree with that portion of it for me.
I don't agree with it at all. I just think this is typical. That was Steph patting himself on the back. That because of him shooting logo threes, he's made everybody better, and everybody wants to be like him, and he's revolutionized basketball. The reason he's had success is because of the rule changes, the spacing that people have, the idea that you can't defend anybody, touch anybody. That makes for an easier game. It just does. You talk about players all the time, and they'll tell you it's easy to score. All the European players say, dude, are you kidding?
But they all come here and be like, wait, this is the NBA physically from a physical standpoint?
Right. There's nothing here. Like, really? I can't even put my hand. I can't even touch you. Sure, the skill's better. I have a free path. I can just. I'm
allowed to shoot.
I'm allowed
20
shots. Yes. What part of that? And I'm with you. I don't see it at all. I don't buy into it. I think this is just players thinking because they're in better shape and they wear better sneakers
I'll
and
give
all
you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and all that that somehow they were better. I would beg to differ and say that what they were able to do during that time, wearing sneakers without arches and taking trains, and you know what I mean. And when I covered the NBA, they flew commercial.
Right.
Yeah, 7-footers sitting in coach. No first class seat. 7-footer. They had to squeeze in. That is what went on and had to play. We were on the first flight out because in those days in the winter, you couldn't take the 2 o'clock to get to the game. You got to get on at 6:30 in case there's snow or ice and that flight gets canceled. You got to catch the next one. So we were always on the first flight, 6:30 from Milwaukee to Detroit or wherever it is. And that's what those players had to deal with. It's totally different. But skill-wise, to just say because it's easier to score now, and they have the benefit of the new spacing where they have room to work, and I physically can't touch you. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And these guys continue to bash the players who played. And I'm with you. If those guys were playing today and they had all of these other are you kidding me? If you think Michael Jordan would have been a hell of a three-point shooter, you have no idea of the skill or if Isaiah Thomas couldn't be touched or what those guys had to go through them or all those guys. Sure they would. Those are all-time greats. And here's the other thing. Now you got 1.5 players maybe. On those days, go back and look at the teams. Were you talking about Bird, Magic? I mean, Bird,
McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson.
Right, like right there. And then you would go and look at some of these other teams with players that they had. Everybody had like 2 or 3 really good players, and it wasn't as many players and all that. I think the league is way watered down. It's probably 6 teams that don't really need to be around and 6 teams full of players who probably aren't NBA players. And look at where they even are in the draft. They don't even they only have 2 rounds. Like there aren't that many great players.
And I'll add this too. I still, and Rob G, you're a big hoop guy, and Rob, you've been covering the league for years.
Since 1987.
Since 1970. I look at this, and I really try to not be the old get off my lawn guy. And I'm really looking at this. Kyrie is arguably one of the most talented we've ever seen. So there's always going to be, Steph is up there. We got a handful of guys. But I see a lot of guard play from the early 2000s that I don't see nowadays. I see a lot of everybody more skilled today. I'm like, I don't see a lot of Baron Davises, Steve Francis, Stephon Marbury, like guards that were just crazy and shoot, dribble, pass, jump out the gym. I'm like Allen Iverson, like everybody just. I'm like, hold on now. Again, just because you have some of your moves that you spend in your trainer and you've worked on your personal game since you were 10, 12 years old. Back in the day, it was more so you played basketball and worked on team and you understood the fundamentals on how to win. I don't think it just automatically means you're more skilled. So that's my biggest thing is people just automatically saying it just simply because, a random center, they're in better shape and a random center might be able to dribble. But that doesn't mean he can win. And we all sit up here in the last handful of years to complain about the quality of the game. We complain about what we're witnessing, what we're seeing.
And everybody talks about it. You know that,
60, 70 threes. And it's like, so that made you better? that I get to go, I guess
if you're
I can
so
just shoot
better,
this.
so much better, why is the game so bad?
Yeah, it's inefficient, and so that's my biggest thing. Yes, Steph is an outlier, meaning you're one of them ones. Kyrie's one of them ones. Luka, but again, those international guys, they often learn how to play the game, like how to play basketball, not just simply work on a drill over and over and over again to put on YouTube and Twitter and TikTok and all that.
All right. 877-99 on Fox.
My bad.
877-996-6369. Do you agree with Steph Curry that this is the most skilled era in the NBA? We'll continue that conversation next with you. It is The Odd Couple right here on Fox Sports Radio, and you know what you need to do. You need to stick and stay.
Unless, again, you're a Steph Curry apologist in the US of A.
That's right. And if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Professionals make it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted in interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros with expresspros.com. Express is your full-service workforce solution, connecting you with top talent fast every day. Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area so that when it's time to hire, guess what? They have the talent you need and ready to go to work. Contract workforce through Express can help you manage the contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Professionals helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving business time and increasing flexibility. Find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 870 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support of international headquarters. Listen, hiring is stressful. Stop the hassle and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location near you. Hey, Alex.
What's that, Rob?
Go get Expressed.
I'm on the way.
Remember a couple years ago, there was this Herbert versus Tua thing, right? Herbert versus Tua. Now, it was mainly Emmanuel Acho and others calling out Justin Herbert as, a social media quarterback, a social media sensation. And the idea wasn't that he was on social media, it's that social media likes him more than the reality of who he is, quarterback. And the thing was, hey, Tua is really the better quarterback. And not only did I believe that was laughable at the time, they actually played against each other on Monday Night Football. I went to that game with my son, and I came back, and I think also Stephen A. called out Herbert as well at the time. And I went to that game, and Tyreek Hill made two unbelievable plays in the first half. Otherwise, it's non-competitive. It was mostly a non-competitive game. And the takeaway, very, very simply, was if you think those two players are anywhere in the same solar system, you haven't actually watched football. Right? You haven't actually watched football. So, knowing that, understanding that, if you've now watched week one, and I don't want, most opinions have to be willing to evolve or change, because if there's one thing we've learned about early season NFL, it's whatever you saw this weekend, very, very normally, half the teams will look completely different. Is there anybody in this room that would now take Tua over Justin Herbert?
I don't think that it's been that way in a while.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But But now it's like there's just no way. And there's like they picked the wrong horse. That's it. And they've tried to put him in the perfect situation, and that perfect situation continues to be less perfect because you can only provide so much space and timing for a guy for a period of time before everybody kind of figures it out. I'm not saying Tua stinks, but I think it's going to be a tough year for him as they're trying to figure out how to get the ball to Tyreek Hill in space, and others have figured out how to take that away. Hill is frustrated, and Tua doesn't look like he has the ability to elevate a team if he can't do it on time and on target. He can't do it on his own. Herbert does.
Fox Sports Radio, we are the odd couple. Rob, Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Hey, coming up in about 7 minutes or so, Lomas Brown, former All-Pro offensive tackle with the Detroit Lions. Always good to catch up with Lomas. We'll be doing that in just a little bit. Do your summer plans include a new job? Want to work with an expert in your local job market to find the right role? Just call your local Express employment professionals. Go to expresspros.com, and Express never charges job seekers a fee, so go check them out, expresspros.com. All right, we're taking some calls, Rob. Steph Curry essentially said he believes the game is left in a better place for him and his generation, his era of players, and that they're even more skilled now than ever. Rob and I completely disagree. 877-99 on Fox. What do you guys say? Who we got?
Chili Tim in Atlanta. You're on the Odd Couple. Fox Sports Radio. What's up?
What up, Rob? What up, Kelvin? Hey, real quick before I go get my point. You guys, I think it was last week, Kelvin, Rob G, and Mary with, like, I'm here for this, man. You guys had me cracking up. I was on the floor trying to walk up my steps, man.
Is that right?
Y'all were talking about Rob Parker, yeah. You got to go back and hear that, Rob. Kelvin, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to remember. What did we say?
You were saying, like, Mary was like, yeah, if you have nightgown or slippers or something like that. I'm here for this. You guys are doing that about Rob Parker. Man, that thing was hilarious.
You know what? As long as you love the chili, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
But I was telling Rob G, I personally hate Steph Curry, and this is one reason why I hate Steph Curry. And I don't like to use the word hate. I just kind of despise his attitude about things. I think he gets a pass on a lot of stuff personally that other guys that wouldn't. But you think about any NBA guys like Detlef Schrempf, I think it was Murphy, Clay, Rick Smith. Those guys would be superstars in the NBA now if they played today. But they couldn't break through back then because they had to compete against such skilled players, And I think that's a testament, too, to how easy it is for international players just to walk into the league now and win MVPs and take over the league, where those guys were talented back then, but they just couldn't overtake.
100%.
Hey, that's a great point. You had a Marshall Onis, Dino Raja, obviously Kukoc. You had Sabonis. You had a bunch of guys. Detlef Schrempf. You had a really nice group of young guys. AK-47.
You know what? I'll tell you a guy who probably wishes that he was drafted now than back then. Darko and his style of play.
Dude, that's a good point.
Was not Larry Brown wasn't having no big guy on the perimeter shooting threes. Seriously.
And that's a good. He probably not that he would be. I think. But
I'm just saying that's his game would be the style of play.
That's a good point, Rob. That's a good point.
Leo in New York City. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Leo?
Well, guys, I hope the wall behind you guys is solid because I'm here to push back.
Go ahead, push back.
Because you guys are talking about the new generation always trashing the old one. But the thing is, the old generation is always complaining and talking bad about the new guy. Oh, in our era, you couldn't do this. We would do this to you. We would do that to you. And every time we turn to this perspective, and as in, the old guy didn't have this, they didn't have that. We always trying to diminish what the guys currently doing, what they're doing. If this guy had that, if this guy had this, if they had travel, if they had the sneakers, the technology, they would have done this and that. I feel like that's not fair to the current player. Sure, maybe they would have done it. Maybe they wouldn't have, but that doesn't diminish what the guys know are doing.
All right, but hold on, Leo. So I get what you're saying, but are you telling me this is a skilled and better brand of basketball, Leo?
We
dumped him. I'm good with Leo.
We're lost.
Man.
All right,
I let him go.
Rob G, you got some.
No, I don't.
It's on site with Alex and Leo. We already know that.
All right.
He trashed him one time on Trash Talk.
That was like 3 years ago. I didn't let it go.
Oh.
I went to trash Alex. Yeah, no, Leo. Peace off.
Why? What did you?
Just turn your radio off, Leo.
What did he trash you
Alex,
for?
you sound like me.
Yeah, I don't know who y'all
I'm passionate, and I'm going to passionately say, Leo, go ahead and listen
y'all
to Doug
competing
Gottlieb.
for the Petty Wop King of the decade.
Hey, Rob G, are we getting some comments on
Yeah, we got the
YouTube?
comments getting hot and heavy on the live YouTube stream. Here's a couple of them I think you guys
What
will
they
find
saying
interesting.
on the stream?
We got Clay G who says, if it wasn't for KD, Steph would only have 2 rings, or would not have 2 rings. This generation of NBA players have no respect for people that paved the way for them. It started off with LeBron as the leader.
And you know what? I love that because KD is the mid-range game. You know what I mean? Not the Steph Curry. Steph Curry choked down a championship up 3-1.
Well, Kevin Durant, when we're talking about skill, he might be top 5 skilled of all time. Kevin Durant I have nothing to say about his offensive game. The dude is 7 foot, and if you've been next to him before, he ain't 6'10" or whatever he listed
he's
at.
6'15".
He's at least 6'15".
Yeah.
And he only weighs 15 pounds. But dude is absolutely skilled. So
I
have
remember
no problem
seeing him in his rookie year in Detroit. I couldn't believe how skinny he was.
Yeah, you're like.
I was shocked.
And you're a professional athlete?
Yeah.
And nice.
Right.
So, I don't have much to say about
You got
KD's
one
skill.
more?
One more quick one. This is a double dipper. Sean in Sacramento is also on the live stream.
Sean, of course.
Couldn't get in on the radio show because we're so jammed up with calls, so he decided to hit us on the stream. Says, best shooting era, but worst defensive era of all time. Remember,
Wait. But why is it the best shooting era, Sean? Just because they can shoot
but
more?
here's the other part. This will make you laugh. This generation also thinks PG-13 is the most skilled hooper of all time. Shaking my head.
Yeah. He's nice. But
hey, real quick,
he's not
Obi in Los Angeles. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Let's get Obi in there. What's happening, my man?
How you doing, guys?
What's
Good to
up?
talk
What's
to you
up?
Again.
Yes.
So as far as the guard play goes, I think the guard play has been changed because its position is basketball. It's ruined the point guard position. And if you think about a guy like Rasheed Wallace, would you rather have Rasheed Wallace or AD? Come on.
Give me Pete Rasheed.
Of course.
Okay. So so this old generation, new generations is kind of nonsense. I don't know. But thank you guys for taking the call. You guys are great as always.
No, Obi, appreciate you,
Thanks,
man.
Obi.
And that's a great point. Rasheed Wallace, because of the way he played, like, and you know this, you were covering it. I'm going to fit in with this team. Rasheed Wallace, now, I don't even talk about what he would do in his era. Shooting threes, mid-range, turnaround, blocking shots.
I used to watch Rasheed pregame. He'd have a ball in both hands.
I remember.
Right? Both hands from like midcourt and shoot them boom, boom, and knock them both in.
I remember.
With different hands. Not the shooting hand. One is right hand, one is left hand. I used to say, guy's incredible.
Dude, people don't understand. Like that, dude, Kevin Garnett, Chris Webber, these center, these power forward, the skill level was so high, man. Anyway, don't get me started again. We'll mess around and do a whole nother segment on this. All right, we got Lomas Brown coming up here in just a bit. Looking forward to hearing from him right now. We got Brianna. I don't know why I just said it like that. Bree. I don't know. I don't know why that came out like that. I was so excited, Bree. First of all, undo the face like that.
I don't like Brianna.
Brianne.
Everybody knows here. I do not do Brianna.
Bree. That's on your boy, Bree.
Why?
With that being said,
hi.
How are you and what is trending?
Okay, how do I do it? Put the camera on me. Put the camera on me. You guys, because it's all about me right now.
Own it some more. A little lower.
Okay, wait. So put the camera on.
There you go.
Oh, and of course, Rob has his headphones off for that. So good job. Alrighty, guys,
She's just talking bad smack about you. You can't even hear. No, your headphones should have been on. She was just talking smack about you.
I'm the poo-poo king.
Love him so much. All the hearts. Starting in Major League Baseball, guys, we got a pitching clinic kind of going on. The Pirates are on top of the Orioles 1-0 at the top of the 8th inning. Paul Skeens had 8 strikeouts through 5 innings. There was some outrage on social media because he got pulled out after only like 64 pitches. So there's like a lot of like hustle and bustle on Twitter.
He usually goes further than that.
He's incredible. Chris Sale has 8 strikeouts through 4 innings, but the Cubs are edging the Braves 2-1. The Phillies are outscoring the Mets 4-1. And earlier today, the Rangers swept the Brewers 6-3. Texas is 1 game behind the Mariners for the final wild card spot in the American League. And in the NFL, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday against my Saints after sustaining injuries to both his toe and non-throwing shoulder. Still excited to play against Mac Jones. I'm sure our defense will have fun with that if they can do anything. Browns running back Quinshon Judkins did not practice on Wednesday, but is expected to practice on Thursday. And Dallas Cowboys cornerback Deron Bland suffered a foot injury during practice on Monday that could result in him missing a few weeks. Back to you guys.
All right, Bree, thank you. Appreciate. Now you can put the camera back on us.
Back to you guys.
Put it back on us. Hey, Lomas Brown is getting ready to join us now. Former All-Pro offensive tackle with the Detroit Lions. Lomas Brown, 75 on X. Looking forward to hearing what he has in a moment. Achy knee, stiff back, joints not cooperating. Some days your body is just like, nope. And on those days, luckily there is Aleve with just one pill. One pill. Aleve is going to provide you up to 12 hours of pain relief. 12 hours of pain relief, Alex.
You on this show. I'm doing a Rob Parker imitation in case my audience doesn't know.
So they can keep you moving. Use as directed. Looking forward to that. Also, we got One's Got to Go coming up as well.
And now Lomas is someone I've covered as a player, worked with. He used to do ESPN First Take.
Yep.
We worked together at Channel 4 in Detroit. We did Sports Final Edition for years.
Did you babysit him?
He just did just about everything but Lomas is the best.
Oh, no, Lomas is a great dude, man.
Are we ready now?
I used to. No, we're getting Lomas in a second.
Okay.
I used to watch y'all.
Oh, no, Sports Final?
Yeah. And I would be like.
With Katrina Hancock when she was doing it, or Jamie
there was
Edmonds?
Jamie. Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie at that time.
Yeah, it was great.
Favorite station that you were in Detroit? I'm putting you on blast.
What? Did I work for?
ABC, WDIV, which one?
I worked for DIV for 20 years.
Yeah. No, DIV.
It's got to be DIV.
Yeah. That was. You know how you have a station? That was my default station back then. Rob G's getting Lomas. I'm sure, as you mentioned, of course, former offensive tackle for the Lions. So we'll get to the Lions, kind of what happened in week 1, the beatdown from the Packers, and then also how they move forward into week 2, what he expects to do against the Bears back home in Detroit, what he's going to expect there from them. So we'll get him. No Lomas? No Lomas. He better be texting you right now.
What'd you do, Rob?
I didn't do anything.
I thought Lomas was your man. All of a sudden, you don't answer.
Now you don't want to come on the show.
Is it because you didn't want to go to his birthday party with Rodney Peete?
I went to his birthday party.
What you done did with Lomas?
Nothing.
One of the nicest human beings to walk the earth.
Nice stuff
He heard the opening segment, you ripping Dan Campbell. He's like,
That
I'm not
might
going
be
on
what
that
it
damn
is.
show again.
Per his job, he can't come on if it's going to be all that bashing.
Who, Lomas?
Yeah.
Lomas don't care about
Bashing,
that stuff.
I know. Well, we'll try to get him in a minute. Until we get him, we can switch gears a little bit. Getting back to some of these NFL conversations. Is there an update? One of the ones we were talking about, too.
And the Tigers are up 2-0. Let's give you a quick one. Tigers just got a 2-run knock. 2-0 Tigers over the Yankees.
What's wrong
What
with the
color
Yankees?
was the guy who got the RBI, Rob?
What do you mean what color?
Was he an MLB bro?
Racist.
I don't look at
I
that
don't see
stuff.
color.
I don't. What
Is
am I-
that Judge? Oh, it's Cody.
That was actually classic. I'm not going to lie to you, Rob. And I'm glad YouTube got to see it. That was classic. Aaron Judge.
That's not what
it's
I
Cody.
did. That's not what I did.
You know I keep telling you, we got it on tape now. Aaron Judge hit it.
I'm a reporter. I'm not rooting, but if Judge
But
or
if
Stan
Judge hit
hits
the
one,
homework,
it'd
I
be
would have
good for
stood
us.
up on this table, Rob G.
You have never seen me do that. Come on, stop.
No, they've never seen you do it because when YouTube wasn't rolling. I sit next to you. I've seen it.
You've never seen me jump on a table because of Aaron Judge?
Wait, talk to me. Go
Stop
talk.
it.
No, talk to me for 10 seconds. Let me show you what you do. I'm going to be Rob Parker. You be
Okay,
Kelvin
here we
Washington.
go.
Ready, go.
Oh, God. I'm not even looking.
Yeah, that's what you do. We're sitting here in the most intense conversation, and I just think they need to do this, and the Lakers need to do that, and the Warriors need it, and this is what you do when Aaron Judge goes up. All right, just turn all the way like this.
I don't turn around.
Yes,
the
you
TV's
do.
in front of me.
No, it's not that one. And you turn all the way around.
Alex, could you put the Yankees right
Alex,
here on
can you
this
put
TV
the Yankees
right there
here,
in
the
front of me?
Yankees
No,
here?
right here, right
and
here.
so all peripheral, so I can just have a Yankee dome.
Why? What's wrong with you guys?
Because we love it. Because we love to let the people know. And now I blame Elijah because he put 72 cameras in here, and now we get to see it. And what did you do to Lomas? Matter of fact, what did you do to Lomas, Rob?
I didn't do anything. We were texting earlier. It was all
Did
good.
you tell him this Wednesday or
I
next
did.
Wednesday?
I told him today.
Yeah, sometimes, like, people get in areas, phones, that message goes straight. Is it going straight to voicemail?
No, it's ringing. Which is even worse.
Also, we're getting dissed.
Yeah.
He might have fell out. He might have took a
He left
little
us on
nap
red.
there.
All right.
All right, well, switch gears. Stay in the NFL. What's up with the who's more? I got one for you. Who's more cursed when it comes to injuries, it seems like? The 49ers or the Clippers? My goodness. Neither one of those teams can stay healthy and get it right. Because now, Brock Purdy, Rob G, right, is expected to be out.
Expected to be out this weekend and potentially moving forward with that toe injury.
You got Kittle out now. We already know Christian McCaffrey, his calf is hanging on by a thread. I mean, I'm looking at them like, dude, what the
But
heck?
the only difference is at least the 49ers have made it to the Super
You
Bowl
ain't
a
lying.
couple times. I
I ain't
mean,
gonna argue with you
seriously,
on that.
Clippers are still trying to get there, and it's a shame, and injuries are a part of it. But you do wonder about organizations
golly.
and stuff,
Dude.
and injuries and stuff. I mean, it does seem like it happens to certain teams all the time, and other teams get to go through almost scot-free, where people are good and healthy and ready to play.
Yeah, I'm looking at their schedule. And we'll talk a little bit more about it next hour, so I won't fully indulge. But there's a little hope, I think, given all of this for them. We'll get into it next hour. But I'm just like, my goodness, there's certain teams and franchises where you just feel like.
Yeah, I'm not rooting for anyone to get fired. Never, other than Rob always roots people to get fired. I don't.
I don't root for them. I'm just giving you the facts.
No, John Harbaugh should be fired today.
No.
Immediately.
The worst one since we've been doing our show is Andy Reid. That was crazy.
I was right. He couldn't win the Super Bowl.
No, that was crazy.
No, so I say that to say, I looked it up. The Niners head strength and conditioning coach, Dustin Perry, has been the head man there for 6 seasons, 8 total with the franchise. Again, I don't want to be fired, but at what point do you reconsider his job and say, hey,
But they do that.
we
with
have been
those-
hurt basically every year for the last 4 years.
But you know what? They do that. You've seen that
Yeah.
strength and conditioning staff because they can't get people on or healthy or it's just so much going on. I've seen it.
You know who was the opposite? And if you guys, it's kind of, a stretch, but if you remember, he got a lot of fame and pub over the last 20 years or so. The strength and conditioning coach from the Phoenix Suns.
Yes.
That guy, I think the white guy with dreads, and so he had a certain look. He was kind of a buff dude too, but he all of a sudden became the guy because people were going there and they're like, what's in the water in Phoenix? They're coming out. They're healthy. Grant Hill
can play.
You said
Shaq can
the exact
play.
same time. He got the best of Steve Nash before he would break down afterwards. Remember, he had issues early and was fine for some years for the most part. And they talked about a lot of people went there and got healthy and were at their best or strongest in Phoenix, and that guy, to your point, instead of being fired, he got heralded. He was like recruited other people because people were going there and getting right and getting healthy. So, all right, well, let's do this. We'll break. We got One's Got to Go coming up, and it's an edition of something that has been driving me crazy happening. I think it's happened to everybody, but especially even in the Washington household. And I'm sick of it. I want to end. So One's Got to Go. We'll do that. And if we get Lomas Brown again at some point, maybe we'll get back to him. If not, it's all good. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. Stick with your boys. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. We appreciate you. Fox Sports Radio.
That's right, because yesterday, Rob Parker, you were celebrating Aaron Rodgers' performance like his name was Aaron Judge. I mean, 22 of 30, 244, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Nothing to sneeze at in a win for the Pittsburgh Steelers against his former team, the New York Jetropolitans.
Don't get too saucy. I think you're getting a little saucy.
But one person who was not excited about what he saw from Aaron Rodgers was, of course, an anonymous coach. Because, anytime they got something negative to say, it's always anonymous.
Was that Robert Saleh?
It might have been. It could have been. But the Athletics' Mike Sando, friend of the show.
Don't put my name on this, but
friend of the show, Mike Sando, caught up to a couple of anonymous coaches to get his thoughts on the debut performances of several NFL quarterbacks making their first appearance with a new franchise. So Geno Smith, obviously J.J. McCarthy, his first action, Caleb Wood, goes down the list. Aaron Rodgers, of course, though, is the biggest name, so we got the biggest feature. And in the explanation, an anonymous coach who came away less than impressed with Rodgers had this to say about his performance. Quote, "He cannot get away from the rush anymore, but he can move in the pocket and deliver those wrist flicks accurately with or without his feet on the ground." Rodgers, of course, took 4 sacks, 3 other hits, including a couple that were really jarring hits. The coach continues, "What he has to watch out for, though, is those wrist flicks. They turn in interceptions later in the year. The 4 TDs, what everybody sees, nobody pays attention to the 2 dropped interceptions or the fact that just 4 or 5 years ago, he'd go 5 games without one of those," end quote.
Yeah. My only issue is we could play this what-if game for everybody. I mean, I just like to say dropped in, like this is football. This happens to everybody. Rob G., who do we have on the show from Football Focus? Sam Monson, who said this was the year, what was the year that they went to the Super Bowl, Rob G? And said 2 years ago, Patrick Mahomes had the most interception worthy. Is that what it was deemed? Like turnover worthy. And there's some stat where, a guy should have caught the ball and they look at it and say that should have been an interception or whatever. And I guess you could sit there and play that. There were the 2 people drop. I just watched too many big games. Did you watch Tom Brady against the Kansas City Chiefs, where he threw a game-losing pick and D Ford lined up off sides? Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Does anybody go back and go, "Oh, Tom Brady shouldn't have won that Super Bowl because he really shouldn't have. He threw a pick and D Ford lined up like that happened." How about Matthew Stafford? Will we think differently of Matthew Stafford? And what's his name? So something Tart. Sequoski Tart. From the 49ers. You remember that?
Sequoski
Tart.
That's a name, boy.
I know. But you haven't heard from him. Rob G., did he ever play again?
He was out of the league after that game.
Yeah. Kelvin, do you remember?
Yeah.
I mean, Stafford threw the ball right to him. You could have thrown that ball 100 times. And you would catch it 100 times. Or at least 90. And he missed it. He dropped it. Like the reaction, and it, of course, opened the door for them to win. So I'm just, sure. Interceptions, it's just a part of the game. You still have to make plays. Yes. People are going to drop interceptions sometime. People are going to throw interceptions sometime. He's 41, yes. Do you expect him to be as agile as he was before? No. And he did. He got sacked, what was it, 3 or 4 times? 4 times. you're going to get sacked. He can't get. He used to be elusive. You remember that?
Yeah, that was one of his strengths.
Oh my God, you better not rush on him because he would make you miss. I remember he made people miss at the goal line. You know that? He used to do a couple of moves and whatnot. But I don't know. I just think that's the what if game in the NFL just doesn't do anything for me. I just think there's too many circumstances or scenarios that you could do that. I just talked about it with the kicker Santos. If he kicks the field goal, and you know what I mean, that might have changed the game, and you wouldn't be talking about J.J. McCarthy. We could just go on and on and on.
Fox Sports Radio, we are the odd couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Worship Wednesday. Thanks for rocking with us. And if you missed any of today's shows, then you're going to want to catch the podcast. All you got to do is search the odd couple wherever you get your podcast. And then right after the show, today's pod's going to be posted. Be sure to follow the podcast, rate it 5 stars, and you can even provide a review. Again, just search the odd couple wherever you get your podcast, and you're going to find today's full show and the best of version posted right after the end of the show. So go ahead and do that. Check it out. Right now, it's time for One's Gotta Go.
Hard decisions. So 5's a crowd. Is that what I'm gleaning here? 5's an uneven number. Figure it out.
Hear me out. One's Gotta Go. All right, it's time for One's Gotta Go. We have some fun conversations. Sometimes it's tied into what's happening in the sports world. Sometimes it's not. And this time, it is not. And this one goes to because if you can see it, dang it, Rob, you probably person can probably see it. Dang it, I got a big old huge, I don't know if it's a spider bite on my arm, and it caught my leg too. We got some spider that got me. And then all of a sudden, California, when I moved here, you probably feel the same way. One of the great releases coming from the Midwest was there weren't a lot of mosquitoes here. All of a sudden, mosquitoes are going crazy. And then because it's been hot, my daughter's in and out the door, leaving flies in the house. So I started to think, one's got to go, insect, arachnophobia, whatever edition. Here we go.
This is easy.
You don't even know the list.
Oh, okay.
Ants, okay? Spiders, flies, mosquitoes, and bees. One has got to go. They're all terrible or useful.
How could you even
Alex,
put ants on that list without putting uncles? I just don't even understand it.
This man is back on the comedy. You have flappers right now in Burbank?
Ha ha.
That wasn't bad, though. I'll give you that. I'll give you credit for that one. That wasn't bad.
Alex, come on.
Didn't like that one.
No, I'm a thinking man.
Now, this is a first ever. I thought it wasn't that bad, and he did like.
Rob's done better.
That was a nice way to butter it up with a compliment on the back end.
Thank you.
All right. Now, Alex, you, Bree, Elijah, you're who? Yes, you, Elijah, Rob G, Rob, who we got? Ants, spiders, flies, mosquito, bees. They can all be annoying and hurtful and painful or just frustrating at times in our lives. One's got to go. Who wants to start? Bree? Rob G?
I'll start. I'm going to go mosquitoes. 100% mosquitoes. I get bit all the time. I want them all extinct forever. Gone.
Mosquitoes. Got you.
I don't think they bite me. I don't know if they're into dark meat.
See, Alex, now you done got them on fire.
Rob.
Now you done got them on fire.
Rob. You're doing so good.
As a delegate of the dark meat community, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Easy for you? Which one?
This is easy.
Would you like the list again, or you know?
No, I know. Bees. I'm not into the bees.
I knew
bee
Alex.
sting.
Look at Alex's
I'm not
face.
into bees.
This might be the first time, Alec, you have lost Alex.
I don't think I can protect you anymore, Rob.
What?
Out of that entire list, those are the only ones that if we're gone, we would die.
I know, but I don't
Do you know,
like them.
pollination, how important it is?
I understand, but
Yeah,
we're not
he
talking
was
about.
to get into the
You're talking
ecosystem
about.
of
I'm
it
talking
all.
about who I annoying if a bee comes near me. A mosquito
What?
you barely can
Would
see.
you run like you did with the rat when we were in New
No,
Orleans?
that was the rat was the size of a cat.
But it was dead.
Alex, it was this big. I mean,
That's disgusting.
you see this on YouTube? It was this
The
big.
best part about it, YouTube, is that Rob G knows. Rob never saw it. He just ran. The lady goes, "Ooh, hey, fellas, watch out for the rat." Ah! And Rob just takes off to the restaurant. I'm like, oh, it is a rat.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to step
blame
on
you.
it.
You didn't even look. She said, "Oh, gentlemen, and then watch out for the rat." That man, Rob.
Why she got to say that?
You ran a 4.7. Easy.
Brutal.
All right, Rob G, where you at?
This one is not that easy for me because if I was worried about my daughters, I would say mosquitoes, but they don't really mess with me that much. So move that down the bench.
Okay.
She can get bit all she wants. I'm good. The one that I don't mean that. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
The one even Rob's like that got dark quick. No, the one that really bothers me, and it's because I have no idea like what makes them appear and what doesn't make them appear, is ants.
But ants don't bother you.
They do bother you.
How?
Because there'll be times where I'll leave food out and nothing happens. There'll be times where I'll clean it up, wipe down the table, and there'll be like 5 ants circling something. Circling nothing, by the way, because they're stupid. So I wish I could understand what led to them coming in and out, and then I'd be more inclined to be okay with it.
Ants are like harmless.
The answer for me is ants.
Ants?
Because I'll give you, mosquitoes hurt, right? They bite you, but they're kind of seasonal. They kind of go away. Ants, the issue with ants, to Rob G's point, is sometimes it's 4 or 5, sometimes it's 4 or 500. And they freak my girls out, my daughters. They start screaming, and then you get you can get a trail of them. Ants, and also ants living in California, they come out to answer your question, Raji, is because when it's really hot, they're trying to get inside. When it's really rainy, they want to get inside. And then obviously something sweet or food related, they want to get some of that. So ants are annoying. I thought about some other ones. Spiders, they're too infrequent to really, it's like, you don't see them as often.
And they mostly keep to themselves.
Yeah, well, except my arm. Bees don't overly bother me as much, and then they make honey, so they're down with me. I got to have honey every day. And then flies. Now, flies might be second for me, believe it or not. If they have
I kill too many flies.
If they have a fly swatting contest, I'm telling you, I'm finishing at least third. Matt, like I'm getting a medal.
Alex, where are you?
I'm disappointed in all of you besides Bree.
Hold on, let me think, Alex. Hold on, don't answer yet, Alex. So we know bees have to be because you and the honeycombs are the systems of the pollination of the industry. So we understand that. Flies, it has to be flies.
No, flies are the cleaners of the world. They take care of all the decaying, rotting food, flesh, animals, etc. That's what maggots do. They clean up everything for us.
So mosquitoes then for you?
They do nothing. I'm almost 100% certain they never existed. They lied about the Mesozoa era and made them think that they were back with dinosaurs in Jurassic Park so we would agree with them. I'm 100% in, I believe Bill Gates made them, and it's just to bite us and to make us sick. Like, that stuff is disgusting. What do? They literally do nothing.
Haven't you seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I did. It's fake.
It's real.
It's a fake movie.
You've told me before they don't have original ideas in Hollywood. It's all based in fact.
Yeah, and then they get ideas
So
from
then
people who
Jurassic Park is fake?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
So what? Dinosaurs?
So wait, dinosaurs?
They're not real. They're not real.
Okay.
It's true. They're not real.
I like a good conspiracy, Alex.
It's
I'm
not
down
a conspiracy.
with one.
It's a true.
So what are the fossils that we have?
Okay, go to a museum and ask them if I could test one of their bones. They'll say no, because it's made out of chicken bone.
Well, no, they're going to say it because they're going to be like, we already done put it up here. And it's,
Lies.
Protected.
Lies.
Okay.
Did we land on the moon?
You really want to go there?
No, come on.
All I'm going to say is I won't touch that because,
No,
Rob,
stop.
I know it's okay.
Stop.
But I'll say this. Our internet is wires under the ocean. So are we really going up?
Under the ocean?
That's what our internet is. It's wires in the ocean. Look
so
it up.
mosquito team.
Yeah,
all right,
mosquitoes.
so
High
that all
five.
goes to mosquitoes. Is that what it is?
So now Bree and Alex are on the same page.
Okay.
For
Now,
once
when
in
you
our
go
lives.
on this, when you go on your rant, sometimes we've been knowing each other for years now.
Right,
I'm
right.
with you. Sometimes you lose me, and I keep nodding, yeah, like I know, but I don't. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Where'd I lose you?
Does your lady? Is she into? Do you lose her too, or is
I lose most people.
Okay. So if most people get lost, then are you lost?
So
I'm still lost. I'm trying to be found.
So everything we're doing is not real, right? Is this radio show real or fake?
That goes down to the concept of atoms and molecules.
I'm asking you. Is this radio show real? What
it is
we're
if
doing?
we want it to be.
No, is it? Is this
Could be.
real? What we're happening or no?
Somebody hit the X-Files.
Somebody.
I mean, in like 100 years from now, they could say it wasn't.
So it's not real.
Well, he ain't lying. Hey.
Like there are wires underneath the show. Is there wires underneath the show?
He ain't lying about what they can say in 100 years because we are making things that clearly happen, go away and not exist. We're changing history as we speak. How did his phone ring? Who's calling him now? You did a road trip.
Broncos have joined the Chicago Bears, who also announced they're going to move out to the suburbs. They're going to build a dome stadium. The Cleveland Browns are also closing in on a dome stadium as well. So that, by my math, is 3 traditional cold weather teams that are heading into the great indoors. And so let us discuss the question with the Broncos joining the Chicago Bears and likely the Cleveland Browns, all planning on moving inside. Is the NFL losing its grit with fewer cold weather stadiums? It's the indoorification of a sport. And maybe I'm wrong on this, but my belief has always been that the NFL was built on the outdoor football, that it's a sport where it's designed to play in all the elements. And again, this might be a generational thing that I grew up in my generation that we were raised with classic NFL films. In my generation, we were raised on classic NFL films. The shot of the spiral that was thrown and had to cut through the sleet in the bad weather. The defender who looked, and it's hard to describe this because you really have to see it, but it looked like they had been dug out of a snowbank somewhere. And you could see the great shot of the defensive players and the offensive players. And every time they took a breath, there was a cloud. It was like a steam engine watching them play football. And they were snowmen. And that was a badge of honor. That was like a machismo thing. And I remember when I first got into the radio world, and I was like a stringer. I was a radio reporter. And I remember covering the NFL. I didn't do it that often, but the guys would romanticize. Oh yeah, I played that game in Buffalo or Lambeau Field. Oh my God, it was so great. And you look at it, it's like, well, now it's going to be all climate controlled. Climate control is like, oh, it's a better fan experience. And yeah, there'll be no lightning delays. You don't have to worry about that when you've got a roof on the stadium. You don't have to worry about lightning delays. Nice warm seat for your tushy. And you can rent the roof for the Super Bowl or whatever, and we get one Super Bowl every 50 years if you're in a cold weather city. So once a generation, you might get a Super Bowl if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you'll get that, and or 2 generations actually. But the soul, like what is the soul? The soul, it's on a ventilator. When you think about it, like the domes. You go to a dome stadium, and they're fine and stuff, but it's like going to a hotel, like in the lobby of a hotel. It's all polished, and it's got that scent diffuser thing in there, and it's really pricey. And the indoor palaces of the NFL, the indoor-outdoor palaces, which really they're indoor most of the year because of the cold weather, they're not built for you and I. They're built for the robber barons. They're built for the oligarchs. The people that show up in the quarter zip, and they have the concierge private entrance parking the whole thing there, and they drink their They're very expensive, Johnny Walker Blue, and all that stuff. But it's about year-round profits, and I understand the business model. It makes sense. You know, get an indoor stadium. You can have a monster truck thing on a Wednesday in February, where normally you wouldn't be able to do that. You could have the Final Four can go to your town. Beyonce on tour can show up and all that stuff and shake her ass. But football, side hustle.
In baseball, the Pirates and Orioles are tied at 1 apiece. It's the top of the 9th inning. Paul Skeens had 8 strikeouts through 5 innings, 64 pitches before he was pulled out. Chris Sale had 9 strikeouts through 5 innings, but the Cubs are edging the Braves 3-2. The Phillies are outscoring the Mets 8-1, top of the 7th in Philly. The Tigers are shutting out the Yankees 2-0. It's the bottom of the 6th. The Diamondbacks earlier topped the Giants 5-3. San Francisco fell 2.5 games behind the Mets for the final NL wildcard spot. And the Rangers swept the Brewers 6-3. Texas is 1 game behind the Mariners for the final wildcard spot in the American League, and 2 games back of the Astros for the first place in the AL West. In the NFL, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday against the Saints after sustaining injuries to both his toe and non-throwing shoulder. Mac Jones is expected to get the start, and Dallas Cowboys' Ron Bland suffered a foot injury on Monday. I'm Brianna Miro.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3, unbelievable, here on the Odd Couple on a Worship Wednesday.
That was pretty cool, Elijah. Did you see what he just had right there on YouTube?
I didn't see it.
Oh, I don't know if he can do it again, but it was pretty cool. He had like a crowd. It was our logo, and then like a bunch of like hands cheering and crowd like there at a concert.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Nice
Good
job.
stuff, Elijah. Boy, I tell you, man.
It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, and with the iHeartRadio app, you can stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch us and all the Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app and stream us all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as your preset, one of your presets, that's right, on the iHeartRadio app. So it'll always pop up to the top of the screen. Achy knees, stiff backs, joints not cooperating. Some days your body says nope. But on those days, luckily, there's Aleve, just 1 pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so that you can keep moving. Use as directed. Don't forget, last call is coming up on the program as we move along to hour number 3. And Rob G., there was some New York Jetropolitan news today. Tell us.
Well, before we get to that, let me just say I'm looking at the YouTube live stream comments.
Yes.
What they 2 of them standing out real big. One person says, amen to Alex. Another person says, Alex definitely onto something with the emoji doing the thinking face. So take that how you will, Rob Parker.
Oh, those are the only 2 comments
No,
there?
but
There's
it was just
nothing
from
else?
that last segment.
How about the other ones?
Someone else called me the father of the year for what I thought that was kind of inappropriate, but it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
For letting your daughters get...
And then everyone else just answered. Yeah, everyone else is just saying spiders, mosquitoes.
That
spiders,
person
blah,
don't
blah,
have
blah.
kids, whoever said that. They don't have kids. Yeah. You
but
can't joke about kid stuff. Like, I can do it with you, but some people get all tight. Like, oh, I can tell you don't have kids. We just be joking.
Right. All right, here we go. So, as you mentioned, big news coming out of New York. The Jets, in the wake of their loss on Sunday to the Pittsburgh Steelers, as you recall, that game where they were up by 2 scores, actually. Aaron Rodgers marches them down, scores a touchdown. On the ensuing kickoff, Xavier Gipson fumbles the ball. A couple plays later, Aaron Rodgers scores again. Suddenly, a 2-score lead is suddenly a deficit, and Pittsburgh goes on to win the game. Well, Gibson was relieved of his duties on Wednesday. And when asked about it, Aaron Glenn put a message out to the rest of his team. Take a listen.
We released Xavier Gipson, and we will be bringing in some other guys. We already brought one guy in, Isaiah Williams, who I know. He was with us in Detroit. I think 23 or 24. He was with us. And then we're going to look at some guys that's in-house. And I want to be known that decisions that's made are not rash decisions, and they're never based off of one incident. So, and I will keep it at that. Xavier's a really good player, and he's going to play in this league. But I felt there was time for us to move on in another direction.
This is where Aaron Glenn lost me, and he's playing a very dangerous game. Here's the issue I have. He's saying it wasn't rash. No, he felt like they lost him the game, and that's what you do with players. We just had Trey Wingo on, and he talked about it. If that was a better player and that happened, would he be released today?
No.
Of course not. And you got to be careful because players see through that. You used him as a scapegoat to make yourself big and bad. Go cut a former Pro Bowler or somebody who made a big mistake in a big situation. Now you got my attention. Oh my, that guy was a Pro Bowler. That guy was a really good player. Wow. Cutting the low-hanging fruit, and acting big and bad like you've done something. You didn't do anything. This guy came in, I read, he had 10 fumbles. Like this, that was his 10th fumble. So guess what he does sometimes? He fumbles the ball. Not new. So I just think you better be careful. You got to back this up because if somebody else, you've now set itself up. And then to get up there and say it's not a rash decision. Yes, it was. Because had you won the game, you think he would have been caught? No. You lost. Let me put it on this kid so it's not on me. And then got the nerve to say he's a really good player and he's going to play in this league. I would have said, well, why did you let him go? Why did you release him? Aaron Glenn, is this on? It makes no sense. Aaron Glenn said he's a really good player and he's going to play in this league. And it wasn't a rash decision. He didn't cut the guy after week 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
He fumbled. He felt like they lost. You blew my opening game as a coach, and now I'm going to make you pay because you did that to me. You better be careful. Players know what you're doing, which is making people who you think are lower level, who don't have you can just discard whenever you want because if that was one of their better players, ain't no way that they're cutting them on week 1 because they fumbled. You can't be that. You can't play that game. That comes back to bite you, and people lose respect for you if you start doing that and just picking the low-hanging fruit.
Listen, talent buys you a longer leash, right? If you're Jalen Carter and I spit on somebody, I spit on Dak, suspended the one game he missed, or they were suspending him another game, they weren't going to release him. We've seen guys do some wild stuff, whether it be getting issues off the field, on the field, missed plays. Let me tell you who ain't getting kicked off the team, who made a fumble mistake. Derrick Henry.
Perfect example.
Big time fumble. 4th quarter, the Bills are coming back. One of the best running backs, maybe the best outside of Saquon, however you want to do it, fumbles. You know what you do? You smack him on the helmet. You say, hey, we'll be all right. We're going to bounce back next game. Don't worry about it, big fella. Don't even worry about it. Because that's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry ain't going nowhere. Now, maybe you want to be careful smacking Lamar Jackson on the head because he might push you and shove you up a little bit and rough you up a little bit. That's a story for another day. But so that's an easier thing to do for a guy who's a kick returner and who fumbles. But the one thing I did hear is when he said, we don't do these things based off never one incident, is what he said. Never one incident. And so then you brought up the fumbling. The only thing I can think is if this guy between fumbling, maybe was showing up late, and again, skill set aside, meaning if he was great, we already know they'd be making up excuses, they'd be finding ways. So he must have done. Whether it continues to fumble and practice stuff, we never see, right? In practice,
he shouldn't have been out there.
He shouldn't have been out there. When you're that guy and you're barely hanging on by a thread, you don't get the luxury of making a bunch of mistakes, let alone a crucial and critical mistake. You just don't have that luxury. Derrick Henry is afforded that. You're not. But I understand the ideology of false bravado. You know, coming out, pumping your chest, this is what I'm going to do. If you make mistakes, I'm going to let you go. So you want to be careful of false bravado. But, again, talent allows you a leash. It gives you grace that when you're a middling, fledgling player, you don't get. And another example of this, what Trey Wingo brought up earlier, but I watched the America's Team documentary. Jimmy Johnson, Trey brought him up, but watching that doc, you see he was known for that. Like, he was just known for, there was a running back who was filling in while the holdout, while Emmett was in his holdout. He was like, he fumbled a crucial play, cut him, get out. And I think Jimmy was a little more about that life than Aaron. Well, obviously, this is his first game, but Aaron. Because Jimmy, he ain't going to cut Emmett, but Jimmy was kind of in a psychotic approach to how this has to work.
I get that you need to do your job, and I'm not saying that people can't get cut. I just think you got to be careful because – if next week they lose a game because of another fumble or an interception or Justin Fields throws 3 interceptions, what would be? Of course not.
Right.
Of course not. He had a bad game. You got to be careful because I think it's not a real message. Everybody knows why he was cut. Xavier was cut because he just felt like he wasn't. He's not a brand name player. I could just get rid of him. He's disposable.
He's a returner. I can get returners.
It's easy, right? It doesn't make your message resonate with people when you do it to the low-hanging fruit. That's really my thing. Like, you didn't gain anything in the locker room. Nobody goes, holy shit, they just got rid of. He was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. Oh my, what? Oh wow. Now you got my attention. Nobody batted an eye. You know what they say? Coach made him a scapegoat. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah. I'm not reading too far into it because, again, he was a kick returner. He fumbled in a crucial moment. He mentioned, again, never one incident. So I'm looking at it as he probably was on his last leg and you had the nerve to fumble in a critical moment. Get on up out of here. We'll go get somebody else. And he mentioned getting somebody from Detroit that they have familiarity with and continuity with.
So if that guy fumbles,
yeah, he's out of here too.
Is he? Okay.
He's out of here too.
So it's going to be like every week.
Every week. We about to have kickers. What's that movie Mark Wahlberg was in? Invincible? We about to have some tryouts. Who out here is good in New York? Anybody ex-football player, high school players?
You can't keep.
Jimmy Johnson, I'm going to use another example of what was gangster.
There's difference between Jimmy Johnson and Aaron.
Right. But gangster would be.
I don't even know how you can put those two.
No, because I'm using an example of what gangster is. Gangster is when Troy Aikman is your guy, he's your Pro Bowl quarterback. And what was the backup? Dang, forgot his name. I have to get it real quick. But the backup comes in, goes on a run. They win like 6 in a row. It gets them to the NFC, getting to the postseason. And Jimmy Johnson looked at Troy and was like, nah, we still rolling with the backup. Because that doesn't happen to a Pro Bowl guy like a Troy Aikman, your quarterback. That is gangster right there to be like, nah, we're going to roll with this dude because, I believe he's hot. I believe he's the right choice. And they won a playoff game or two, and then they end up losing it without Troy playing. But I'm like, now that's a gangster coach move right there. If Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, or one of these guys is out for a little while, and you say, nah, go and have a seat. Even though he's back and healthy, nah, we're going to keep rolling with this backup. That's some gangster coaching right there.
Yeah. I think it's dangerous. That's all. Because I don't think you won over anybody. You didn't win over the room to say, if you make a mistake here, you got to be – and also what you've done, you're going to make players play a little different. And, like, I can't make a mistake? Like, that's not how you want to play. You want to be natural. You don't want to be thinking about that. Is that what you want to do? Because everybody's not a star. Most players can be interchanged, right? So everybody's not a star. So now, do I want to play tight? Oh, my God, I can't make a mistake. What's going on? I need to do this. I'd rather be conservative rather than go on full speed. Like all these other things. So you got to be careful what you're asking for. I just think your first game, you lost. It's not the end of the world. You weren't even favorites in that game. I know it was at home. I know you felt like you should have won. But it ain't the end of the world. You didn't get embarrassed and the guy missed, fumbled 3 times or something of that proportion.
Rob, that's why I know it's personal for that guy, meaning this is what he hasn't been doing or hasn't been showing us in practice.
I totally disagree.
That's why I think it's this guy. Because
I don't think it has anything to do with
they
that.
They play better
Had
than
they
we
won
thought.
the game and he fumbled, he would not be cut.
I think that this shows me.
You disagree with that? Had they won the game, you think he would have been cut?
I think he would have been cut because it's an expendable position. A returner, it's an expendable position.
You wouldn't cut a player.
It's not a starting cornerback. It's not a starting linebacker. That's an expendable
You're not making
position.
a change just to make a change. I mean, okay, people fumble all the time. That's why they have a stat called
That's
fumbles.
why I'm saying this must be a habitual line stepper. He must be showing up late to practice, or he must be dropping all the kickoffs in practice.
And he shouldn't have been out there.
And they gave him a shot. They're like, man, you out of here. Get out.
You crazy.
Get out of here. That's what they're doing.
You know that all they're doing is using him as a scapegoat.
But everybody who's that type of caliber player, they already know they're on the line. Those guys know. If you're on special teams, 85% of them on special teams for a reason. You're barely fitting anywhere else. This is your only chance to stay on the team. You better be special. At least, and if you're going to do anything, don't stand out in a negative way. Dropping a fumble in the fourth quarter and you're a fledgling player, this 53-man on the team for a reason.
He had 10 fumbles. He's been around. He's fumbled 10 times.
That's the point.
No, but why was he on the team?
You can't
why was he on the team?
Because we need somebody to go out there for special teams.
Come on. You should have got the guy from Detroit.
You can't be Sir Fumbleitis. Come on now.
No, that's
that can't
BS.
be your reputation. There's my man who fumbled all the time.
That's Aaron Glenn, who is trying to make this kid the scapegoat for him losing his first game. All right. Did Aaron Glenn make a mistake by cutting Xavier Gibson following the untimely fumble during the Jets' loss to Pittsburgh? 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. We'll continue this conversation next with you. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Unless you like mosquitoes in the US of A.
Hey, if you're looking for a new way to hire and manage your workforce, Express Employment Professionals makes it easy. Forget about posting jobs, sifting through resumes, being ghosted, and interviews with unqualified applicants. Move up to the pros at expresspros.com. Express is your full-service workforce solution, connecting you with top talent fast. Every day, Express recruits and screens a variety of workers in your area, so when it's time to hire, they've had the talent you need ready to go to work. A contract workforce through Express can help you manage contingent labor costs and provide the people you need to meet current demands. And if you need full-time employees, Express can recruit for you. Express Employment Professionals helps tens of thousands of companies find workers, saving businesses time and increasing flexibility. So find your nearest location at expresspros.com. Each of the 770 Express locations are locally owned and operated, backed by the support and international headquarters. So listen, you know hiring can be stressful, right? Take a little relax, take a deep breath, stop the hassle, and partner with Express. Go to expresspros.com to find the location nearest you.
Caleb Williams, good start, bad finish. Just a C day for me. Didn't play that well. But there were other issues, including Santos, their kicker. When I look at this, Ben Johnson, a rookie head coach, you got to make sure that everybody understands this. You know, like the end of the games, we see it over and over, where coaches get out coached or don't know what they're doing, clock management. How many times have we seen that? But the Santos one is the one that bothers me even more because he botched it. There was two things. He missed a 50-yard field goal, right? And the bad part is that would have given the Bears a 14-point lead. Instead, remember with the miss, the Vikings got the ball on the 40-yard line. So it's not just the miss of the 3 points. You're giving them great field position, which, of course, they cashed in and scored a touchdown 6 plays later. So there's three things there. Miss field goal, guys are going to miss field goals. I'm not saying he's got to make everyone. 50 nowadays is very makeable. People are making what looks like could be 65, 70 with regularity. So he misses a 50-yarder, bad. And then, they get the ball on the 40, able to score a touchdown, changes the game like overnight. And then you got to kick the ball out of the end zone, right? You just you can't. Can't be a return. 40 seconds is a lot of time in the NFL. It's the you saw at the end of the half where the Vikings were able to go. What they have? 25 seconds, 23 seconds, and they got 3 points out of it. It's a lot of time.
We saw the Bills do that to the Ravens.
Am I right? Yeah, there's a lot of time. That's like, and we saw the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Bills with 13 seconds to go. 13. You think, there's no time. That's plenty of time. So those 40 seconds lost. So it was a Bears loss all over the board. I just can't pin this on Caleb. Should he play better? Absolutely. He started off great, but he didn't play well all the way through. But the kicking game, the inexperienced head coach had a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah, it was a tale of two halves for two teams. I'll start with the Bears because I think that's where obviously this goes because they were up. One of the things that happened in real time, you and I were sitting here, I said it on the air, and then even when we were chatting, was the Bears had to get more points. I said it on the air. I said, looks like they're dominating this first half. The Vikings looked dead. They couldn't move the ball. They had 40, 50 yards. And then you had Caleb Williams already with $170. And at that point in time, they had like 10 points. Might have even been 7 at the point in time. And so I said, you got to come away with more points. You got to come away. And that's not a field goal. That needs to be a touchdown. Or that punt needs to have been a field goal. You got to get points. They weren't able to do that because then what happens is you go into a second half. And if you're the Vikings, you say, well, shoot, we played horribly. We played as bad as we could play. J.J. McCarthy looked bad. Defense, you were letting Caleb carve us up. And yet we're still in this game. And that's the reason why you wanted to take full advantage of that first half if you're the Bears, and they didn't. And then you get a completely reversal between quarterbacks and also coaches as well. Caleb Williams, the issue with him was the fact that he was so off target. 30% of his passes were off target. 32 quarterbacks started in the NFL. He can't be last. You can't be last. You can be 20th. You can be 15th. You can't be last when it comes to your targets, how off target he was. That's obviously going to be an issue. He has to handle the blitz more. Brian Flores was playing chess, not checkers. Brian Flores said, all right, first half, let you dink and dunk, let you get some nice passes. All right, I think he was 13 for 15. All right, cool. Second half, chess match, and he blitzed them on, I believe it was 44% of his passes. So he went from 29% getting blitzed to 44%, and you see Caleb was rattled, and he couldn't handle it. And that was why he had such a bad second half. Also, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson forgot he has multiple things to think about. You're not just the offensive coordinator. You're also the coach that is overseeing the defense, the offense, the special teams. And you can tell he's not used to the overarching yet, where you're the head coach, not just worried about Caleb Williams, not just mad at Caleb Williams for his bad pass, not just mad because they didn't do this. Dude, we need to worry about also what we could game plan is defensively. Fox Sports Radio. It is the odd couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday. And Of course, be sure to check out our brand new YouTube. Shout out to everybody on YouTube right now. We got a new YouTube channel up and running, and you can watch us live on there right now as we speak. That's right. We are simulcasting the show. So if you're listening to us on radio, thank you for listening. You can also catch us on YouTube, see our beautiful mugs. All you got to do is go to youtube.com/@oddcouplefsr, or if you're already within YouTube, just search Odd Couple FSR. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. That's right. Tell a friend. Follow us, like us, comment, join in, all that good stuff. And don't stop there, man. Make sure, you comment away during the show. We love it. We'll make sure we're going to shout out a few comments throughout the show as well. So let us know who has the better takes, who you're riding with. We love all that good stuff. Odd Couple FSR within YouTube. Go check it out. And again, please subscribe. Rob and I taking some calls right now, 877-99 on Fox. Aaron Glenn went ahead and let go the kick returner who fumbled that costly one in that game. You believe it as a scapegoat and that it wasn't necessary. I look at it as, hey, when you're that guy, a fledgling player, you make that critical mistake, it can happen. 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Andrew in Bakersfield, California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Andrew?
What's up, guys? I agree with you, Rob. I think it's the tale of two Aarons. You got Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Glenn lost me when he cut Aaron Rodgers. But anytime I see fumbles, it's fundamentals. And so Aaron Glenn, I think he should have fired himself.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
Drew came out with the smoke early. Fired myself after one game? Let me tell you what I'm not going to do.
I get his point of just the idea that he lost. He lost.
877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
Andrew. No. Who is that? Andre in Massachusetts. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dre?
How you doing? Thanks for taking the call. Listen, I got to push back on Aaron Glenn cutting his player. Getting the dog. He's going.
I think your dog is a fan of the Odd Couple. I'll be honest with you, Dre. Your dog gets turned up when you turn and you call the Odd Couple.
Right. But it's he's like Aaron Glenn right now, and he's gone. It's a little bit too much, and he's got to calm down. But the point is, the Jets played a good game to be in that contest. Yes, they could have, would have, should have, fits and butts were candy nuts. I get that, but we don't need this type of shock treatment after the first game in order to put yourself. To establish yourself. Base your leadership on putting people in position to be successful, inspiring them, and your strategy. You don't have to take this measure this early in the season. Now, if it's week 8 or 9, then I can see maybe. But I just think you're already the Jets aren't making the playoffs and they're not making the Super Bowl. They played a heck of a game against the Steelers. There's a lot to take from that that's positive. You don't have to cut this guy. You can bench him. There's other ways to do this without all of the shock and awe that kind of at the end of the day might undermine him and their respect players might have. So we're gonna get the dog.
Y'all riding hard with a kick return.
I like that. No, it's not the idea. It's just that the idea because he wouldn't have cut him, Dre, if they would have won the game. I know that for a fact.
I just hear
that for a
never
fact.
won
He wouldn't have made it.
So I'm saying he might be acting up.
Scott in North Carolina.
You said he had fumbleitis.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Why was he on your roster then? Scott, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? First of all, players get cut every day.
Every day, B. It's like paid in full.
Every day. And this guy seemed to have a history of fumbling. So let's nip that in the bud right now, early in the season, especially when it costs us.
Why was he on the team? How did he make the team, Scott? Then
you're
a bad evaluator than if you put a fumbleitis guy on your roster. What did you expect? He had 9 fumbles coming into the opener.
So why do you want me to give him 11?
No, I'm saying to you, Scott, why was he on the team? Why was he on the team?
Everybody gets second chances.
Nah, 9 fumbles is a second chance? Come on, Scott. You're better than this. This was bravado. This was Aaron Glenn trying to flex his muscles. Come on, man. Call it what it is.
People get cut every day, B.
Call it what it is. You really?
I think there's lots of
Scott, name me the other guy who got cut this past week after game 1 because they made a mistake in an NFL game. You can't give me another one.
Because we don't know their names because they're kick returners. That's why.
There's nobody.
I know my team, the Eagles, we made trades right after the
Who'd they cut? Who'd they cut? You got it?
We traded a couple people. Trade cuts.
Trades not cuts.
Right?
No, it's not. Come on, Scott.
Transactions happen after every game, Rob. Stop it. Who we got?
What is that? Trayton in Missouri. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Hey, y'all hear me?
We got you, Trayton.
Hey, I'm with Kelvin on this one, man. I don't know. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but as soon as I heard the news, I didn't really bat an eye at it. It's just the NFL. I feel like it happens all the time. But
people get cut every day, B.
I just think it's. I think you better be careful. You better be careful not to have fake bravado because players will see through that. When you cut somebody, you better make sure that you're cutting them not to make yourself look better or to get yourself out of an excuse of losing.
This is where
that's where I disagree.
This is where I don't agree.
I agree
with
that.
We watch. Trey,
you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, Trey.
We watch Hard Knocks every year.
I don't care about
people
that.
get cut all the time.
That's no.
People on special
not your
teams.
First coach, not your first game where you're blaming the kid because you lost. Come on, it's terrible.
That happens.
It's terrible,
especially to a kick returner. Lomas Brown, allegedly. It's going to be joining us next. It is the Untitled Rob and Kelvin. Right now, we're going to Bree. She's going to get you updated. Hey, Bree.
Hi, guys. Okay, because starting in baseball, the Pirates and Orioles are all tied up 1 apiece. It's the bottom of the 10th inning. The Phillies are curb stomping the Mets 10-2, top of the 7th. Bryce Harper with his 25th home run of the season. The Tigers are shutting out the Yankees 3-0, bottom of the 7th inning. Chris Sale had 9 strikeouts through 5 innings, but the Cubs are edging the Braves 3-2, bottom of the 7th. In the NFL, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is a long shot to play on Sunday. He sustained injuries to both his toe and non-throwing shoulder. This could hold him out multiple weeks, and Mac Jones is expected to get the start. Dallas Cowboys cornerback Deron Bland suffered an ankle injury during practice on Monday that could result in him missing a few weeks. Christian McCaffrey, of course, CMC did not practice today due to his calf and supposedly rest. Juwan Johnson also did not participate in practice today with the 49ers. DJ Moore, who had caught that hospital ball on Monday, he was a full practice in Wednesday's walkthrough with Chicago. So thanks, guys. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Rick. It's the Untitled Rob and Kelvin on a Worship Wednesday. And if you got achy knees, stiff back, joints not cooperating, some days your body is just like, nah, this ain't the day. And on those days, luckily there's Aleve with just one pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can keep moving. Please use as directed. Somebody who might know about those days because he played a whole lot of NFL football is our man Lomas Brown. He is joining us, former offensive tackle with the Detroit Lions. Lomas Brown, 75 on X. Lomas, what's up, man?
Hey, fellas, I apologize. I'm getting a little old and stuff, and you cut your phone, you put it on silent, and you forgot to put it back on. So I apologize for earlier.
Lomas, he done fell asleep and took a nice little midday nap. That's what you did.
It's all good, Lomas. You know that. Big time. Lomas, let's go here. Game 1. How surprised were you how, they got tossed around like a rag doll? The offense was very vanilla bean. Cheesecake.
That might be a compliment because that's good. Vanilla bean is good.
Vanilla bean. But it was ugly. It was an ugly opener for the Lions.
It was ugly, Rob. I had to witness it. I had to call it on radio, and it was bad, man. And Rob, Calvin, I chalk it up to these guys not playing in the preseason. I mean, I know I couldn't have did. I played 18 years in this league, and if you were to tell me that I couldn't practice or, my first real action would be the first game of a regular season, it would be almost impossible to do. So those guys were rusty. They weren't ready. Green Bay, them boys was ready, man. They were rolling, man, and they put it on us on Sunday.
So let me ask you that because Rob and I, we sit here, we have former players talk about this. There's big issues of you got the Rams out here. They don't really ever play anybody in preseason. That's kind of becoming a new trend. How do we then assess the first couple of weeks if teams are kind of getting fluid and now we're practicing? I really haven't played with this player and we're getting out there. How do you go about week 1 and maybe even week 2?
I mean, Kyle, man, you got to play these guys. I mean, I don't know any other way of getting your body ready to not only receive punishment, but to dish punishment out. I don't know how you get your timing down with scripted scrimmages. I just don't understand how you get used to an atmosphere where it's 78,000 people in there, when they yelling, when the lights are bright, when the coach got to throw an audible at you, when somebody moves around on the defensive side of the ball on you, or you see a look you hadn't seen before. I don't know how you get used to that or get ready for that unless you play and you're put in those situations.
Lomas, let me ask you about the coordinators. I have the Lions not making the playoffs this year. I think they'll still win about 9 or 10 games, but not making the playoffs. I think the coordinators hurt. How big are coordinators? And you know, the Lions didn't go out and hire the best coordinators available. They hired what's inside the building.
Yeah.
And that's the part that, you know, when you're in this kind of window with a chance to win and you got all your players, you know what I mean, and you paid everybody, I think they took the easy way out by just hiring it inside.
Yeah, I think they kind of stayed, Rob. I think they kind of stayed within themselves, meaning Dan Campbell has history with John Morton before he brought him on. Calvin Shepard, like you were saying, we just promoted him up from within.
Right.
They brought in other coaches because we have 7 new coaches on this staff. But like you say, your coordinators, man, those are the most important coaches pretty much on that coaching staff outside of your head coach. And that's what frustrated or is frustrating a lot of fans around here because, like you say, here's a team ready to take that next step, hopefully. But again, you didn't really go out as far as the coaching staff and bring in the people that you feel necessary. I know Dan Campbell feels that John Morton and Calvin Shepard would be all right in that role. But like he keeps saying, it's the communication that's not on point with the coaches. And I guess the only way you're going to get that down is you're going to have to go through games. And that's what they're doing right now, going through these growing pains.
Lomas Brown, our guest, former All-Pro offensive tackle with the Detroit Lions. Let me ask you this. All right, you lose that one. Maybe you were right. Didn't have enough practice time or playing time together. And now they go to play a team that maybe feels they got embarrassed and that they were playing well in the first half in the Bears, and then they had a bad second half. And also, you got Ben Johnson, who would you say it's more favorable that he kind of knows the Lions, or is it favorable that they know him and what he likes to do?
Yeah, that's true, too, but I'm from the standpoint of what you guys said. Ben knows us. I mean, Ben knows us, and we know how creative Ben Johnson can be. And, look, I think it's a little easier on offense to kind of disguise it, meaning you could run because basically we're going to run some of the same plays that Ben knows, but I think what you're going to have to do is change up the formation. You know, run it out of different formation. Maybe you run it with different personnel. Maybe you change up some of the languages that you use out on the field to kind of throw Ben Johnson off. But this guy, it's his offense. It's basically his offense, so he's going to know every nuance about this offense. My thing is, we're going to have to come out and hit them guys in the mouth. I mean, if the Lions don't come out and hit them in the mouth early and let them boys sit around and gain confidence, I'm telling you, it's going to be a tight game, and it's going to go either way. You never know how it's going to go in a game like that.
And the schedule, Lomas, is tough. I mean, that's why this game is so important because you look down the line, you don't win this game, you might be 1-5 or 2-4, you know, with 6 games in the schedule. So this is like a really important game, I think.
You're right, Rob. It really is because, again, we face Baltimore. We'll face a Baltimore Ravens team on Monday night. Like you say, we got KC. It's a brutal schedule coming up, and most of the games are going to be on the road, too. So that's going to even make it more challenging. So you're right. And you know what? They need to get a good taste in their mouth. They need a victory. They need to put the ball in the end zone so you can feel good about yourself and feel good about this offense. Right now, things are just stagnant right now.
Hey, Lomas, obviously you cover the Lions, but you watch the NFL. You love the NFL. Let's talk about some other teams. The Chargers, how good are they year 2? Jim Harbaugh, obviously Justin Herbert, incredibly talented, but doesn't have that postseason success he would want. What do you make of them coming out beating the Chiefs, who had been 2-7 against Herbert, but now 3 7. What do you make of them, and how far can they go?
So, Calvin, I'm good with the Chargers, right, during the regular season. Like you just said, it's the postseason. Come on, man. How Justin Herbert, he threw about, 3 interceptions during the regular season and threw 4 in the playoff game? Man, you can't have that. You just can't have that. So, to me, yeah, they can have as good a regular seasons as they want to have, but to me, it's about the postseason. What are they going to be able to do to advance in the postseason? And right now, I'm skeptical of Justin Herbert. I just really am. Until he shows me in some of these big games he could get it done, I'm just a little skeptical of him.
How about in the NFC? Just obviously you got the Eagles and you saw Green Bay. Who else?
Commanders.
Commanders. Who else do you like in the NFC?
So again, like you said, the Commanders, the Eagles. Is going to be a good team. I think people kind of sleeping on Minnesota a little bit from the standpoint because they got the young fella at quarterback. But Minnesota, if you look at some of the talent and some of the coaches that they have on their team, I think they're going to be a threat later on down in this year. And I'm trying to think of who else. Tampa Bay. Tampa could be a team that, because they've given us a lot of problems, Tampa could be a team that can get hot and get on a roll, too. So those are a couple of teams I'm looking at. But right in our division, man, we need to take care of our divisional games, man, before we start looking at anybody else in the NFC.
And how important of a year is this for Jared Goff? He had the terrible playoff game. You know, you have 4 turnovers, Lomas. You ain't winning a playoff game. But how important is this new coordinator? And people keep talking about it. When he doesn't have
McVay
or Ben Johnson, the numbers are not good for Jared Goff.
But yeah, no, you're right about that. So, Rob, Jared has been telling us all season that us, the media, was making a big deal out of Ben Johnson not being there. You know, he felt that he had a good rapport with John Morton, that things could seamlessly kind of keep rolling the way it's been rolling. So he doesn't feel threatened. So if he's telling me that, then, hey, Rob, I don't have no choice but to believe Jared Goff that he's going to get this thing turned around and he's going to have a big year. But it's going to be important because, again, man, you look at our salary cap, you look at who we pay, who we have to pay. Yeah, man, it's a big year.
I brought that up earlier, Lomas. I said that's the downside of them drafting so well. They got so many talented young dudes that they're up. Yeah. They're coming up.
Yeah, but
they've already taken care.
They paid too many people, man.
And now they got another 3-4 big names that they got to pay in the next year or so. All right, well, Lomas, man, we appreciate it. Well, real quick, Lomas. Who? I know it's early, but since we got you here, who did you already have a preseason Super Bowl pick at all? Anybody?
Why are you gonna put him on a blast like that? He works for the Lions.
Well, I got the Lions winning it, so he might be with me.
I mean, what is Lomas supposed to say? They not pick the Lions and then go do radio on Sunday?
He's gonna pick who's the AFC team? The Lions and who?
Well, I thought the Bills. I thought the Bills would be able to get over that hump. Y'all are crazy.
We are crazy. And Lomas, you should see us on YouTube now. We on YouTube Live. We be going at it all the time. Lomas, appreciate you, man.
My man, appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, guys.
I almost had to treat you like Aaron Glenn, man. I almost had to cut you right there, Rob. Don't play with me. Thank you. Appreciate it, Lomas. All right, we got last call. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. If you're on YouTube, you can be watching us and you can call. We got the number right there at the bottom on YouTube. That's pretty cool.
How did that pop up? Elijah, did you just do that?
Man,
did you hit a button and it popped up?
Give a round of applause for Elijah. That man working over here.
He doesn't know who you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. He don't know who I'm talking about.
Never heard of him.
Dang. Well, I'll give you one, Elijah. Man, you working over there, man. It's like 17 of you right now. Elijah's putting in look, they got the cute little logo on the side there as well, man. Oh, man,
wait till you see the one he made for T-Shirts Tower.
Have you seen it already?
Yeah, it's an easy, quick one he made.
Oh, dang, he disrespected. He said he wasn't talking about nothing. 877-99 on Fox. Hit us up, Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance.
Your call's important to us.
Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
remember a couple years ago, there was this Herbert versus Tua thing, right? Herbert versus Tua. Now, it was mainly Emmanuel Acho and others calling out Justin Herbert as, a social media quarterback, a social media sensation. And the idea wasn't that he was on social media, it's that social media likes him more than the reality of who he is as quarterback. And the thing was, hey, Tua is really the better quarterback. And not only did I believe that was laughable at the time, they actually played against each other on Monday Night Football. I went to that game with my son, and I came back, and I think also Stephen A. called out Herbert as well at the time. And I went to that game, and Tyreek Hill made 2 unbelievable plays in the first half. Otherwise, it's non-competitive. It was mostly a non-competitive game. And the takeaway, very, very simply, was if you think those 2 players are anywhere in the same solar system, you haven't actually watched football. Right? You haven't actually watched football. So, knowing that, understanding that, if you've now watched week 1, and I don't want, most opinions have to be willing to evolve or change, because if there's one thing we've learned about early season NFL, it's whatever you saw this weekend, very, very normally, half the teams will look completely different. Is there anybody in this room that would now take Tua over Justin Herbert?
I don't think that it's been that way in a while.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But now it's like there's just no way. And there's like they picked the wrong horse. That's it. And they've tried to put him in the perfect situation, and that perfect situation continues to be less perfect because you can only provide so much space and timing for a guy for a period of time before everybody kind of figures it out. I'm not saying Tua stinks, but I think it's going to be a tough year for him as they're trying to figure out how to get the ball to Tyreek Hill in space, and others have figured out how to take that away. Hill is frustrated, and Tua doesn't look like he has the ability to elevate a team if he can't do it on time and on target. He can't do it on his own. Herbert does.
Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple. Rob, Parker, Kelvin Washington on a Worship Wednesday.
Rob, when's the last time you busted wide open for the man upstairs?
Me? Every Sunday when I wake up.
Yeah. I'm going to get you one of these days. You're going to come to church on a Sunday. I think you enjoy yourself, too.
It'll be all right.
You enjoy yourself.
I grew up in the church.
This ain't the 1970s, 80s one where you be there for 7 hours.
Well, that's what Morning Star Missionary Baptist Church on Merrick Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens. I spent many, many moons there, except for my late mom was the best. She let me sneak out. Because Baptist church is too long.
You about to get to.
And I'm like, Ma, I got to see the kickoff. Okay.
All right, go
I look at her, and she go.
Go ahead. You could walk there. It was around the corner?
Yeah, it was like 3 blocks from my house.
Yeah.
So it was easy. So I'm on my way. I was just really like, back then, I wanted to see the kickoff. I wanted to see the first pitch of the baseball season. Like, those things meant something to me. So I always give my mom credit. She write me a fake dentist note, doctor note. But I went to school every day, and I didn't give her any issues or trouble. So she was like, this is his thing.
That's honestly, as those little things you just mentioned there, are the small things parents can do. Aside the obvious, right? I got your house.
But I did all the other stuff. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, she's doing this and I'm not doing well in school or whatever. She's like, this means something to him. Opening day, it wasn't enough to come home and it's the 3rd inning. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that was, I want to buy my sandwich. I want to be there for the first pitch.
This is the big moment.
Yeah, I want to do that.
That's, I think, as a parent, you try to find those little, small, magical things that are actually ultimately big for your child. My Mama Dub was great at that too. Just little things. Like, even when I get in trouble, or should be, she found the things that I thought, this is it. This is it. This is it. And she would laugh at me and take me to lunch. And I thought I was this is the one.
Wow.
And because her point was, boy, you already know you messed up. You done been through it enough. The teacher said something to you. I'm going to just laugh at you. We're going to go get some lunch. And you learned your lesson because I know you. So, parenting is a shout out to great moms. All right.
Rob, what was it like to see Lou Gehrig in person?
Oh, my. Now, why you got to do me like that? First of all, I grew up as a Mets fan. So
was he as good as they say he was?
And, Lou Gehrig wasn't around. I mean, come on. I will say this, and this is a true thing. I think I might have mentioned this before. Babe Ruth's house is in my neighborhood. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
Rob G, did I mention that? No, before? Alex? No? No lie.
Uh-huh.
My old house in the neighborhood, if I walk straight out of the front door of my house, walk down this long block, cross the street, Babe Ruth's house is right there. And it's documented everything.
Right.
If you Google it right now, they'll show you the house. In the 1920s, where I grew up, Jamaica, Queens, that was far out back in that day. Right. You know what I mean? Like with freeways, that was really far away from the Bronx and Yankee Stadium and all that. And it's just weird that, like my love for baseball, Babe Ruth's house was right there in my neighborhood, and we all knew it as kids.
So it just became almost like a landmark. Like the city just kind of make it, this is Babe Ruth. They got a little plaque outside, or is it just somebody living there now?
It's just somebody owns
it. Wow.
But it's documented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought it might be one of those, like Hitsville, Motown in Detroit. Like, you can't live, it's just a house that's Hitsville. It's where Motown lives.
And all right, let's do a quick last call.
So, last call. Let's go. Here we got. All right, last call. Last call.
This is the last call.
Let's go.
Last call time on The Odd Couple.
All right, KJ in Shreveport, you're on The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio, and you are the last call.
Hey, what's up, fellas, man? I love y'all. This is my second time being last caller. I'm excited.
That's awesome. All right, go ahead fast, though. We're on a time thing.
Hey, so I gotta agree. Aaron Glenn shouldn't have cut that kid. That kid's fault. He was undrafted free agent. He just made a mistake. But on the other hand, we had to cut Moody. He had a history of that. But I think that it's sending a bad precedent, bad message. Go Niners. We going against the Saints this weekend, and bang bang Niner gang. That's all I got.
Bang bang Niner gang. Do 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 do. Bang bang. You gotta listen. The Niners have the perfect schedule. I was telling Rob G this to be Brock Purdy list for a few weeks. It's like the Saints. It's the Jags. And was it the Cardinals? It's like one other team that's not great. So they got a great little stretch where, if you're going to be down your quarterback, you're going to be down Kittle, this will be the stretch to do it where you're not playing like the top-notch, the elite teams of the NFL. All right. Well, shoot. Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to you listening as well. We appreciate it. As always,
the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon is coming up next.
I never miss your radio show. I never hear it, so I never miss it.
Did you hear that? That's a good picture right there.